hip hop ain't dead. It live in the South. It gotta be alive
because it
just bought me this house.
It just gave me a deal. I'm just about to come out.
I just got my budget. I don't know what they talking about.
Hip hop bought me this
chain. It just about crossed that range.
Shit, Memphis, they done fucked up
and let us in the game.
Kinfolk Shine, that's my
name.
You can call me
Kia Shine.
Hey, yo.
And that's what you in for.
Yeah, you took it
laid back flow with a whole lot of swag.
A lot of folks don't want to see it.
A whole lot of people mad. All they can say is, wow.
That's too bad. But now that I'm here, they can kiss my ass.
Look at my hair. Yeah. Look at my shoe. Yeah.
Listen, that was you took it back right there though, because you know sometimes the most effective bars when you're rapping or whatever aren't necessarily bars. It's just about the way you come across. You know what I mean? In the moment or whatever, and saying exactly what you feel. If you speak what you feel, and I speak what I feel and eat what I kill. But if you speak what you feel, there's someone else that's gonna feel the exact same way you felt in the moment in which you expressed that true feeling in that moment, in that instant. You know what I mean? And if you be open and honest to that moment, someone's going to be able to connect with that. Whatever that thing is, I think truth is gonna be truth no matter. It never expires. Like, you know what I'm saying? So that moment, that's what you're looking for. That's what music is. That's that conviction. You know, and some individuals are able to deliver dope bars. Some individuals are able to deliver conviction. You know what I mean? And that was just a conviction because it's exactly what I was feeling at the time.
And all I can say is, wow.
If you're from the South, then it's more like, it's always been like, you know what I'm saying, West Coast too. It's always been more hook driven. It's always been like the hook, the beat. You know what I mean? If the hook don't catch and the beat don't snatch it, no, you could be telling the person how to get money, what the safe at, what the code is in the verses, and people won't listen to it. Now, more of the East Coast side was always more about the lyrics first. You know what I mean? It's always been lyrics because we want to listen to what you're saying. And so, yeah, I like both. You know what I'm saying?
It is.
Yeah.
So, yo, don't quote me. We back with another episode. We got a special guest in the building today.
Immediately, yes.
I go by Drect. I am your moderator. We are all hosts, but I guess I call myself the moderator, but I'm just here to make sure all my homies shine. You know what I'm saying? And today, next to me.
I'm never here. This is a weird seat.
Yeah.
But
I don't like you over there.
Second best seat.
Hey, okay,
You know what I'm
I hear you.
My man Rizzy Smalls.
Yeah. What's up, man?
Rain 910.
I'm just happy to be here. I'm happy to be anywhere.
And then this corner,
Oh, yeah, I'm back.
repping Jersey, with the bricks behind him.
With the black Air Force One.
Right?
It's the type
Oh,
of
you
time
on that
we
time
on
today?
You got the black on right now.
We got my man PC, the punchline champion.
Yeah.
Yes, sir. That's a fact. P to the third letter. You ain't never heard.
And over here in this corner,
Yep.
we got my man, the last MJ, repping Alabama.
Yep.
You are a hip hop dictionary of sorts.
On a good day.
And you are from the South.
Yep.
So I know this episode is special. to
This
you.
is very special because as a Southern lover of hip hop and just music in general, next to me we have a legend down here that kind of pioneered a lot of things that you may or may not know about from Memphis, Tennessee. A lot of your favorite rappers, have crossed paths with this man right here. So with no further ado, Mr. Crispy himself, Kinfolk Kia Shine.
Immediately, yeah. Thank y'all for y'all presence, man.
No
Thank
doubt,
y'all
man.
for the
Appreciate you
invitation, for the situation. I definitely like what y'all is bringing to the culture. I think it's very necessary to be able to educate and entertain too, like edutain, because in the society we in, a lot of times the youth don't necessarily know, the real ins and outs of the booth and what really took place, and you know what I mean. So you need to be able to service individuals so they understand like oh, this is what comes from this, and this comes from that, and this comes from this.
That's what
you
we're here for.
You can't know where you're going unless you know where hip hop has been.
No
You know
doubt.
what I mean? So
doubt.
appreciate
That's
it,
a lot.
man.
Yeah, so let's start. If we're gonna start from where it's been, you growing up, Memphis, Tennessee.
Yeah.
What area and what time frame is this? What does Memphis look like? What does it sound like sonically? Growing up, whose musical influences when you coming up?
Memphis, first of all, like I think is a great place. It's the home of the blues, birthplace of rock and roll. Memphis, and then everything connected to Memphis. You go 15 minutes west or south, you'll be in Mississippi. Whole genres of music started from where I'm from. You know what I mean? So you got to think the blues. You got to think about Stax Records. You got to think about the impact of soul music and what Memphis has done to be able to impact the culture as far as music, period. We've always had our own thing. California has marijuana. Idaho got potatoes. Music. Memphis has music. That's always been our inheritance and our culture. So when we grow up in Memphis, you know, my uncles and my aunts and my kinfolks, like these people were like on my first investors like David Porter. You know, David Porter is the most sampled
Masquerade is over.
Yeah, David Porter is the most sampled individual from Memphis, period. When you was talking earlier in this show about Wu-Tang Clan and RZA, they sampled Cash Rules Everything Around Me. This all comes from David Porter. You know what I mean? So when you talk about that, the sampling and Memphis and music, a lot of that stuff from hip hop right now comes from Who Shot Ya? All this stuff comes from
Il Bomb.
Yeah. Yes.
Also from The Masquerade is Over by
Yeah.
David Porter.
So you know, so that's my first investor. You know, when you live in Memphis, you're gonna know somebody who's connected to somebody, especially if you tap into the music thing. So you know, Al Green, Isaac Hayes, you know what I'm saying? These individuals are the people, Willie Mitchell, the people who produced for Al Green, you know, Boo Mitchell, shout out to my kinfolk right now. That's from the class where I come from, you know, musically, where you really get schooled on who came before you and what your heritage is of it. So when I came up, that's what the people like my mom and my dad and my aunts and my aunties, my kinfolk were listening to all their vibe, you know, and then of course we got it like even people that's not necessarily from Memphis but broke in Memphis, we were on that, like Aretha Franklin, you know what I mean? And a lot of soul music growing up, you know, we call it pimping, you know what I'm saying? Like when y'all hear Juicy J say, play me some pimping, that's pretty much that's what we would listen to coming up. You know, you had Sundays, you listen to Willie Hutch, you listen to Curtis Mayfield, you listening to that, you getting schooled on that, you know what I mean? So, and it just so happened that a lot of that music and those musicians and all those individuals who played that music was from where I'm from. So in my era, hip hop became and rap started to become the main culture. So you had people like 3 6 Mafia making mixtapes. You had DJ Squeaky, you had DJ Spanish Fly. These guys were the guys that really curated Memphis, the sound of Memphis. And certain clubs like 380 and Bill on Bill Street, Bill Street's like Canal Street, you know what I'm saying? But it's like instead of you got blues, you got blues too, but you got hip hop was taking over as far as when I'm growing up. So in the 90s, it's like I had a clothing store in like 95, right, 96. Early young dude getting to it, and one of my customers was doing that Ernest Draper. Ernest Draper brother was Tony Draper. Tony Draper signed A-Ball MJG. Ball and JG used to come in my store all the time, so I was like connected with them like when they was first making it coming out hard and stuff like that. I was just a young dude running around with them and just seeing, you know, how they was getting money and getting to the bread and just independently, you know, back then, you know, there's a Selecto Hits was the distributor that was located in Memphis, owned by Johnny Phillips. Johnny Phillips was the son of Sam Phillips. Sam Phillips signed Elvis Presley. You know what I'm saying? These people are all, you know, from Memphis. So it's like he had a distribution situation down there, and he was giving guys like 3 6 Mafia and 8-Ball, and they were distributing their music. So we had like a hub. That's why Memphis was able to put out so much music back in the day, because we had a connect. We had a visitor to be able to get our music into the stores. So that's where the independent mindset kind of came from, because we knew how to press it up and come with our sound, and we could be able to get our marketplace on us. And because of the Chitlin Circuit was all like really connected, and Memphis is so respected as being the backbone of the culture, is like, you know, anything came out of Memphis, people would pay attention to. So I grew up being influenced by those. Long story short, influenced by those individuals, like, and just seeing how they was getting money and rapping and doing it the Memphis way, that inspired me.
Word.
Yeah.
So when you say, you seeing 95 young dude, and you still look young, by the way.
Man,
You still,
blessed, bro.
you rocking.
That's-
So to say like you was seeing A-Ball and MJG come in the store and seeing this,
Yeah.
what people don't know about you is you put out and signed Yo Gotti.
Yeah.
First, our introduction to Yo Gotti basically to the world was
It was a Life album.
Yep.
Which is a lot of people don't know that. Like, Life, we put that out. All right, so to back it up, like, okay, so how I got into the music was like, okay, so I started a record label. The record label I had called was Diamond Cut Entertainment. My little brother could rap, so I was putting money behind him. All right, so I bought a lot of lessons by investing into them. By doing so, but they were more like spitting. They were more like a young Outcast. Like they could spit and from Memphis, but the Memphis sound wasn't ready for the spitting. They didn't want to hear the spitting. So it was like they called my little brother and them group kind of like y'all kind of being like New York or something like. But they really wasn't it. They just had bars. But Memphis was more about the beats. So I
gotta cut you off
Go
because
ahead.
that's important what you just said. So even at that time, this is the 90s.
Yeah,
right?
this is the late 98, 99 going into 2000. It was hard for rappers from the South. You had Cash Money, you had No Limit, but the South, it was hard for people to understand what we were doing.
Right. But what's dope about what you just said is y'all knew y'all didn't want to sound like nobody.
Yeah.
So that level of like
Yeah.
wanting to be creative, wanting to be
Yes.
inventive, wanting to be new
Yeah.
existed in that time.
Yes.
Versus
In
now
Memphis,
where
at
it's
all
like
places.
oh, that's working, let's all do that. You had people giving them pushback for sounding like
Yes,
They was-
that is definitely a great
I love
note
that.
about the time from then to now.
love
That is one thing I hate about the cookie cutter game that we have now, but we'll get into that.
Right.
But it's just we want to be original.
Right.
You don't want to be you want to die original. You want to be a copy of something
Right.
something else. So when and then Memphis just wants it Memphis. They just
Right.
you can't change the marketplace. So I had a chance meeting this rapper in Memphis. He's also a legend, Player Fly.
Oh yeah.
okay, yeah.
So Dino Del Valle, who signed Cash Money to that $30 million deal, was coming down to Memphis to sign Player Fly. We're talking about this 2000, 2001. And a friend of mine was like, you should come see this dude, Kia Shine. He got a cool label. Come check him out. So he just brought him to my crib. This dude, here's the dude that gave Cash Money 30 million is in my house. So I'm playing him music. I'm playing the music, but he not really feeling the music, but me and him vibing. You know what I'm saying? But he like, this is cool. If you ever come to New York, man, look me up. So what I did, I had a female that worked at the at the Northwest at the time. I got some buddy passes and I just got them from her and I went up to New York and I met with him the next week. I'm like, you said come up here, I'm up here. My first trip up there. So I'm playing them other songs that I had my little brother to make. He really didn't dig it. I could rap, but I'm like, I really wanted to like put them on. So when he wasn't feeling the music and I done flew to New York or whatever, I was like, what I got to lose? Let me try to spit something for him. So I put a tape in. I played this tape and it was a beat from my young producer back in Memphis. Now, I didn't buy beats or whatever and stuff. I would just get producers. They would just give me beats. Okay. I played the beat before I can get a rap out. He said, yo, how much for that beat? I was like, what you mean how much for the beat? He was like, how much for the beat? I said, what you give me for the beat? He said, I give you $5,000 for the beat. $5,000 for this beat right here on this tape. He was like, okay. I said, yeah, cool. All right, bet.
Yeah.
Because I'm like, okay, bet. I ain't have to rap. You finna give me $5,000 for this beat. So I went back to the producer. He just was graduating from high school. I said, bro, I'm gonna give me all the beats you got. You know what I'm saying? So I said, I gotta play for you. I'm gonna sell these beats for $5,000. I'm gonna give you $2,500. You know what I mean? We're gonna bust down. So the producer was Drummer Boy. You know what I mean? So that's how I ended up getting. So I got in that way. So I'm selling beats up there. So I had a whole rap hustle. That's why I changed my whole company. I was like, yo, I told my brother, I'm like, y'all just take this drum machine. Because what's happening is these beats is what's going. So y'all learn how to make beats on this drum machine. I'm finna sell beats.
You remember what kind of drum machine it was?
Yeah, the MPC 2000.
2000.
Yeah, the 2000 XL.
We gotta talk about this.
That 2000
The XL was so
That XL
it was
was
the shit. You know what I'm
Nah,
saying?
listen,
There's a sound to it. That
Man, them-
XL got niggas through the night.
Right now,
into the 2000s.
right now, that XL, if I put hit the bass on that XL, man, it's way warmer than a lot
Right.
of
Shouts
the,
to Marco Polo still using
Man,
the XL.
the XL
Shouts to
is
all the
it.
producers still using the
the
XL.
XL, man. We made a lot of money off that XL.
XL.
You know, but I ain't know how to turn the XL on. I just get my little brother them on. But I'm like,
Figure that shit
y'all
out.
figure it out or whatever
Yeah.
because these folks paying up here $5,000 for a beat. So I'm like, I asked Dino, I said, hey, who else do the same shit you do up here? He was like, he plugged me with his other cat at Rough Riders, my boy Bundo Calamundo. And Buno had he plugged me with D&Y. I ended up going over them. I sell them some beats. They instead of them buying one beat at the time, this 0102 Rough Riders on fire. They said, we're gonna do a song deal with you, man. We like what you're doing up here. So they gave me a 10-song deal.
I was gonna ask you that. You speeded through.
Yeah.
But I was gonna ask you, coming from Memphis, how the hell did you link up with D&Y to do it? Because you did a production deal.
I did a
with them.
production deal, bro. Listen, I would be up there, bro. That time was just it's
And what was out around that time?
okay. So you got
Was X already out? Was
Rough Riders was out. X
so the
was,
Rough Riders album?
Yeah,
You got
Rough Rid-
placements on the Rough Riders album?
Yeah. So
Okay.
so X is out. It's 0102. I'm running around up there. So you got to think Blueprint. All this is New York.
New York is on fire.
New York is on
It's
fire.
killing shit.
Yeah.
You know what I
It
mean?
is on fire.
So I am Dino is that dude up there. So he's like plugging me with other A&Rs, and I'm going to these offices or whatever, bro. And I'm like, I linked up with what's my man? I got my brain freeze. Hip hop since 1978.
Hip hop.
G
G
Roberson.
from hip hop.
Shout out to G Roberson. I used to go up there. He had an artist named Billy Bathgate, I think it was. his
Billy
name.
Bathgate was
Yeah.
on fire.
I had
Kinda-
to see.
He kind of sound like Jay. I got a story about that. We gonna get back
Yeah,
to
so
that.
I was selling beats to them. I'm up in Rockefeller office, bro. Like, you know, Dang, I would see Jay, I would see Dame, I saw Leah up there before she died. Like, you know what I mean?
That's
Like,
crazy.
like I'm from Memphis. I'm
It's
up
got to
here.
be blowing your mind going back to
Bro,
Memphis, knowing I'm
she
seeing Jay
great,
and
bro.
Aaliyah.
Listen, I came through the office. It's to meet with G. I come through the door. This lady walking. I'm going to my two-way. I'm just trying to make sure I'm getting myself ready for the meet. And this lady walked by me. I just like, now I look back. Whoa, what? I was like, that's Aaliyah. I said, yo, she smiled. She got on that plane. She died the same weekend. Died the same weekend, bro. That shit fucked me up, bro. I was like, that was crazy.
I know
You got a Leo on the show.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I want to add to that story because
Go ahead, please.
Just because, like, you're taking me back to an important time.
Yeah.
So around that time, that same time, I was in New York also running around trying to get my shit going.
Yeah.
And I remember going to Dame's office to play a demo tape,
Yeah.
right? And this was like 2 days before they was gonna do Summer Jam.
Yeah.
Blueprint wasn't out yet.
Is the one Michael Jackson was at?
Right.
Okay.
So they got the takeover record. They about to diss Nas on Summer Jam. I don't know none of this is happening. But I come through. I play my shit for Dame. So I'm assuming this is around the same time.
Yeah,
He running around.
yes.
So Dame was like, first of all, I'm mad young.
Yeah.
And I'm talking about selling crack, busting my gun. Dame
Yeah.
is looking like this nigga's crazy. But, take him to baseline. But I just remember Dame at that time, he was like, Dame was just the illest nigga ever.
Yeah.
He had the Olympic Jordan joints. And he's like, yeah, I'm busting these out at the Summer Jam. And he got the jaw dro. He's like, yeah, I ain't never seen weed in the jaw dro.
Yeah.
He talking crazy.
Brassing.
He's like, man, take the little nigga to baseline. So I go to baseline. And I'm there, and they playing me this record they want me to do. It's like a remake of like Biz Markie, Just a Friend.
Yeah.
But Billy Bathgate is on it,
Oh, okay.
right? So it's
Yeah.
like his record, and they're like, "Yo, this doesn't fit him. You should do it." And at the time, I'm like, "I'm not doing that shit,
Yeah.
nigga. That shit sound like some kid shit." I'm a
Yeah.
kid though. I'm like 13, 14.
Oh, my God.
And I'm like, I'm not doing that shit. Like, so play me something else. Like,
Yeah.
play me the hard shit Jay rapping on.
Yeah.
Right? So, long story short, I fucked it up. Right? But, interesting story. I'm in there. As I'm in there, I come back the next day and like, Jay-Z's there. And he's like, he's like recording some shit.
Yeah.
I told this story. I never really told it in detail. But he's like eating Chinese food. And we in the lobby of Baseline. He's watching 106 in Park. And they about to premiere a video. It might have been the Fiesta video.
Yeah.
R. Kelly.
Yeah.
And he's like, he's eating, and he puts his food down. He goes in there to go record. And me just being
Fly on the wall.
I'm walking back. Jay walked back. I'm like, walk back there.
Yeah.
So I walk back there to see what he's recording. And he's in the booth, and he's recording Heart of the City. You know what I'm saying? And I'm listening and trying to memorize the rhymes so I could go back to the hood and say the rhymes before it come out. So I'm like, yo, he said, yo, before the Fat Boys break up. And niggas like, shut up, nigga. Get the fuck up. I'm telling you, when that shit drop, y'all gonna know I'm telling the truth.
Yeah.
And that was around the same time, like he dissed Nas, he does that, the album comes out and he says the line that I memorized, and I'm like, I told you.
You got
It's a special time.
You got them points. Nah, that was nostalgic. No, that was
hip-hop.
a
Like,
very
that was
nostalgic
crazy.
time.
Like, New York in that time for people that I was living there. I mean, I wasn't living there yet, but I was coming up for the summers. This was right before I moved there. And that was an ill time. Rough Riders is on fire. Rockefeller is on fire. Everybody's making their moves. So I could just imagine for you to be in the mix and
it was
dishing beats out.
Man, it was
and contributing, because you contributed to that era.
Listen, it was God's favor and His anointing. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it was also like what I learned from that was like, okay, it's about motion. You know what I mean? And oatmeal beating oatmeal. It's about knowing that, okay, I may have wanted to get my label off at that time, but it wasn't the right time. So making sure that I believe in the game. If you got something to sell them, you got something to tell them, you'll win. If you got something that's valuable, you can add value. So at the time, my way of adding value was the beats. So even though I could rap, even though I had a whole line of shit from Memphis that was coming behind me, this was paying right now. So I think we have to, be smart, you know what I mean, when you're doing business, and be like, okay, this is what they're paying for, so this is what I'm a rock with. And then later on down the line, I'll be able to get to that. You just got to kind of take that it was kind of like, I'm giving people beats that I know, like, Drummer Boy ended up doing Put On for my city and he's got a great career. So I'm hearing, I know I got the next shit, and I'm knowing I can spit on this shit and come up too, but it wasn't time for that. And I think that that's one important key, you know what I mean, to just making sure you be patient, you know what I'm saying, and waiting for the right time.
And knowing how to pivot.
Yeah, and pivot.
Right.
One must pivot in order to be able to get it. You know what I'm saying? You have to pivot. So that's what I was doing. I was pivoting. I was like, okay, and I was able to experience all that, bro. I was that same story you were talking about, Jay-Z, he was in the room eating. I'm in there, Dame in the office, and G's in there, and Jay come in there, and I'm gonna just be honest, this is not no crack at Jay, but it was like, I would be in New York and I would say Kinfolk all the time. Like, you know what I mean? I'd be like, what up, Kinfolk? You know what I mean? That's why people start calling me Kinfolk, because I would just say that. So when I'm in a room and I'm saying Kinfolk, and then Memphis, we got a certain way of saying man when we talk and stuff like that. So
Use that.
I'm saying this stuff to bro. And I'm saying, man, I got some records for you, Kinfolk. I need to get with you. Man, I play H to the Izzo. Niggas in their window, focus on their Kinfolk, or when they or when they saying like
Bullet speed past you like Louisiana, man.
Yeah, I'm in a cab on the way to the airport. I'm in the cab on the way.
I'm with you,
bro. I'm in the cab on the way to the airport. Me and shout out to my boy Jack Frost. We together. We turn on Hot 97. We hear this, and we driving back. And the shit, what we do is wrong. Is classic. But I'm hearing this man say, man. I'm like,
Piano, man.
You got you, man.
I'm like, wow, okay, whoa, like, you know what I mean. But at the same time, it wasn't something that I'm like, all right, cool. I'm gonna get you back. I'll fast forward to where I got Jay back or something like that. But at the end of the day, like, I was there and I seen all that take place, and it was like, okay, we got money. I was getting money selling beats. Then I went to LA and I sold more beats out there, and then I was able to get a publishing deal for Universal Music Publishing. And I took that money. And now to connect the story, when I got that money for Universal Music Publishing, it was like my first check was like $250. It's like, it was like some real money. And I got that money.
Sylvia wrong?
No, that was Universal Music Publishing.
Okay, the publishing.
Fast. I'll get to Sylvia. That was like 5 years later.
Okay,
but like once I got that check, I went and started Rap Hustlers, and I signed Yo Gotti, and I signed Skinny Pimp, and then we put our albums on the chat.
Before we get to that though, is there any records that we would know that you could point out that like beats you landed?
Yeah, like there's a record DMX had with this girl named Janelle Monáe. Not Janelle Monáe, Jersey Monáe.
Okay.
It was on it's called Most High or whatever. Like he used it on his album, they used it on the Rough Riders album.
Okay.
That was one of the jumps that I used on that jump or whatever. Another one with Jada Kiss and Styles P. Man, goddamn it, man. It's a while ago, bro.
That was like
But,
Rough Riders Volume 2.
On the volume 2 jump.
Okay.
Yeah.
Volume 2.
And then it's a couple of them, but I gotta go back through discography. You know
Right,
what I'm saying?
right,
but there's a
right.
couple of them that
You was just banging them out.
Just getting them out. You know what I'm saying?
Those are all Drummer Boy, or that was your brother?
Those
and
are
them too?
Drummer Boy, and shout out to Insane Wayne, his brother, because I was selling beats for him too.
Dope. I didn't even know
and-
Drummer Boy had a brother. that
Yeah,
was-
he passed away not too long ago out here in front of his in front of Drummer Boy's clothing store, which was crazy. On
Gun
on
violence?
Howell Mill, yeah,
Damn,
gun
sorry.
violence. But so that's how it started. Was like we were so I got my money and we're going up to shout out to my boy KK in Queens. He was also investing with us too. So I was able to go and I had my label shit going hard in Memphis. We had a tour bus. We had we was putting out heat, and we was selling them through Selecto hits, and we was like doing like 100,000 records. We was doing that thing and I went up to TVT at the time because TVT was the only East Coast label that was really rocking with the independent Southern shit. They had
Lil Jon.
Yin Yang Twins and stuff like that.
Scrap
So
Pitbull
I got
too?
a straight distribution.
Pitbull,
Yeah,
yeah.
Pitbull
was
was over there, and I got a straight P&D deal with them. I drove my tour bus up there. They were like
P&D, for
yeah,
people who don't know.
just pressing in distribution. I didn't take no money up front, and we put out records on Yo Gotti and Skinny Pimp through TVT.
What was y'all split?
We got 75%, and they got
Master P
25%.
shit.
Yeah, that's exactly the deal I wanted. Unfortunately, this is where shit turned sideways because it's like after putting out those albums, when we used to put out records through Selecto Hits, we would literally press them up ourselves. We pressed up 30,000 records, give them to Selecto Hits. He would $6 a record, and we would hold back 10% for returns. We would see the money. But so with going through TVT, we was thinking it was going to be the same way, or just 90 days we get paid. Well, they did some bullshit, bro, and they didn't pay us. What they did was they tried to steal Yo Gotti from us. They actually did do that or whatever because, at the time we were, my partner was doing things, in the street, and we were, and I was doing, it was both sides. It was both one foot in, one foot out. He ended up getting busted for something he was doing, and TVT found out about it. So then they ended up, it was their loophole or whatever, and then they didn't pay. They didn't pay. I did like 160,000 records through them between the Skinny Pimp and Yo Gotti at that time for those two projects, and they didn't pay. So I lost, man. I lost my shit. I lost pretty much. I lost. You know what I mean? I went broke. You know what I mean? Like during that time.
What year is
This was 03, 04. But what happened? I put my DVD inside Yo Gotti CD. So it was like 50 Cent Get Rich or Die Trying had a DVD inside of it. So we put a DVD inside of it. It was like a 30-minute DVD about Kinfolk, my whole team, and like what we were doing.
Yep.
So what happened is people would call me. My number was on the CD. So they would call me. Now I'm fucked up because I put all that money to the CD. But they would call me and they say, bro, I seen what you did with Yo Gotti, bro. Come do this for me. I'm in Houston. Pull up on me. So man, me and my little brothers at this time, they done got better with the beats. So now
They didn't say that NPC.
Yeah, they
got busy.
done got busy. So
Warm
now,
that
so
shit up.
now we going through cities and we selling beats and just doing projects. And then I think Lil Chat had left 36 Mafia around 04,
Chat.
and she needed to have somebody put out. She came to me. I was able to pull some money and get some investors involved, and and that album got me back on my feet. We ended up putting that through Selecto Hits, and we did like 30,000 records with Lil Chat. And I was able to get back on my feet, and then I said, all right, now I'm gonna do some rapping or whatever and shit. But it wasn't I knew how to break. I had deals and I knew how to break music, but it still was before me, Kia Shine, being a rapper. It was like these things were all I would feature on all my artists' music. I would rap and do that shit, but it was like it was their project. So it's like when them shows came, they would get in the shows. But when I be in the streets, people be rapping my verses, bro. You spit hard on this Gotti song right here, or you went crazy on the Lil Chat song. Plus I was behind the scenes on it, so I knew how to get a deal when it was time for me to do it. So after I did that or whatever, it was like, all right, now I'm gonna be a rapper or whatever and shit.
And
that's
that was around what year when you
so
said,
now when I said that, all right, that was like 05. I was like, all right, now I'm gonna.
So 05, what's out around that time?
Around that time, it's like Young Jock,
Game,
Jeezy, Trap or Die is what was going on.
Jeezy.
Trap or Die got the streets in the
It's
chokehold.
locked.
05.
Is all G. So what I did was like, if Memphis, because of the fact that it was not high on the media based and BDS charts, you had to break it in Atlanta, your music. So it's like I had all the Chitlin Circuit shit, but it's like I needed to break my music here. So
we got to pause.
Yeah.
What is the Chitlin Circuit? What's considered the Chitlin Circuit?
Jackson, Tennessee, Jackson, Mississippi.
Come on to my hood too.
Little Rock, Arkansas.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Jackson, Tennessee, Nashville. Well, Nashville ain't Chillin' Circuit. It's more major now, but it's still like it's
At the
still
time,
on the
yeah.
way. Anyway, Mississippi, Arkansas, Alabama.
Birmingham,
you know what I'm
the
saying?
right-
Birmingham,
yeah.
Huntsville, Mobile.
Facts.
Macon,
Savannah.
Savannah.
I preach the Chitlin Circuit. Why is the Chitlin Circuit so important?
Because these are
Everything.
markets you could be able to go and get real fans.
Yeah.
These are people you can go through. And then for me, financially, I could go through that marketplace with $1,000 at the time and be like, okay, I'm going to go and pay this, to pay the program director or to pay the independent to get me the program director so I can get the radio airplay. You know what I mean? Pay the $500 for whoever it is doing the in the club mix show and all that. So I could go through there and get my music broke at the time, $1,000 per city, and really have it in full rotation if what I'm doing is right.
And what-
You know what I mean? So
And what's so dope about the Chitlin Circuit is they don't get a chance to see a lot of the major artists.
yeah,
Yeah, why do you think they appreciate anything?
That's why. Because,
Yeah,
because
because
a lot
you
of the major
yeah.
artists don't come through. It's not a
Yeah,
big enough
yeah,
market.
Yeah,
showing
the
love.
venues
Major
ain't
artists
big
to come
enough.
through.
Yeah.
So the
And
independent
they come
artists can
early.
come through and thrive
Yep.
and
Yeah.
build a real fan base and
Yeah.
get real money. So when you talk like Gotti, Gucci, Bootsy,
Yeah.
like they
Jeezy.
they ran through that
Yes.
prior to
Yes.
getting the big but
Commercial
even
success.
now you could
T.I. did.
even
Nah, you
T.I.
can still
T.I.
do
did.
it right
He still in
now.
Alabama.
That's still a
Yeah.
very important
Yeah.
circuit.
Yeah.
You could even right now, but now you have the ability to be able to go online and you be able to do certain things. But here's the thing, that's short lived. The individuals you just mentioned have real fans. So the
fans.
real fans are gonna
Cult.
last way longer. You know what I mean?
Correct.
And so, and then because the music game is small and the relationships are the same individuals, it's like you can still be connected and respected and you have, even if you want to keep putting out music, if you know the background, the layout, you could be able to break anything. So for me, it was like I had already broke all these artists. It was so easy for me to get a deal because I knew exactly what to do. So I
was gonna say, like, so Jeezy kind of was the same thing. He had his label and trying to push these other
Yeah.
artists, and he was like, they kind of feeling me, or they ain't want to come to the studio. Let me do it.
Yeah.
You felt the same way when it was your turn.
Yeah,
and-
I just felt like okay, like I have given to. I gave the Yo, I gave the LaChat, I gave the Skinny Pimp, and even these visuals gave back to me because they had more of a name, and I was just like kind of coming across like I was brand new.
Yeah.
But it was like, okay, what I do musically in the Memphis that I am isn't the same Memphis as Yo
Big,
Gotti.
yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's like I represent something else. Like, you know
What
what I
is
mean?
that something else?
My thing was more about at the time in 05, nobody was talking about drip, you know what I mean? Like, and everybody was trap or die. And so I was like, to be original, I'm gonna come with drip music. I'm gonna come with swag music and just come with that because that's like, even when if you trapping, you still finna be getting the shit I'm talking about. You know what I'm saying? So I was like talking about, Red Monkeys and the Weasels and Bathing Apes and even before Soulja was doing that or whatever, like these are the things that I was coming with. I had a song called Respect My Fresh. The song I got I got it popping in Memphis in the clubs out there, and then I just took it to all the Chitlin circles and got it going. I spent about $20,000 on it, and I got it up to about 300 spins a week. And then the label started calling. I got Houston on it, I got Atlanta on the mix show, and then I had all my Chitlin circles on it. Mm-hmm. The label started calling immediately. Then I had another song called Stunner Frames, which is about all the friends I was rocking. And that started playing, Felly Fell started playing that first, even before Memphis started playing it. And I was able to get that, you know what I mean? And
the West Side.
yeah.
So before we get into So Crispy, because that was
that came out
that
to
was
it,
that was an iconic moment.
Yeah.
But before we get into that, right? So Crispy and the whole you understanding that I'm gonna talk about this drip. They talk about some other shit.
Yes.
And you still Gucci shit.
I'm
Rollie,
on saying,
Jordans.
Come
you
on,
still,
man.
Right. You know what I'm saying?
Come on, man.
So I say, leading up to we about to do the So Crispy record.
Yeah.
We don't even know what's about to happen yet,
Yeah.
right? What was influencing your drip? What were you looking at? Like, oh, this is fly.
I think
What were you watching?
during the time, like, and you gotta think this is social media is happening.
Keep it a buck, back and forth to New York.
Thank you very much. One thing about it,
happening?
you got to see something to be something.
Right.
So it's like I would.
Yeah, let's talk about it.
I'm seeing. Like you talk about the energy being around Jay, the energy of being around Dane.
Mm-hmm.
You like when you around certain individuals. This energy is contagious.
Right.
You're peeping everything. You know what I'm
Niggas
saying?
care
And
about
they
every detail.
peeping too. So it's like and you in the spots. One thing about New York fashion capital. So at the time I'm like, okay, I'm hitting all the spots and I'm seeing exactly what's going on. There was man, it was this cat, bro. Man, what is his name, man? He Slim Pickens. Slim used to have this store, bro. Used to have everything.
In New York?
Yeah, it was.
Slim Pickens is an ill name.
Yeah, his name was Slim Pickens.
Yeah.
Nigga had everything, bro. Like, you know what I mean? And he, you know, if you knew, you knew. And it's like, so for me, it was like knowing what was hot, what was next. If you of the culture, you paying attention to the culture. So even when you not that nigga, you not hot right now, if you watching what's going on with the culture, there are certain individuals who can watch what's popping and you can kind of get a pulse of what's finna happen and what's next and what's going on. So for me, it was like, all right, cool. Art imitates life. So I need to make art that's going to be able to, if I make a song, I have to make a song to where you feel like it's your song. Where it's feel like when it's playing,
I can say these words.
Yeah, you could say it. So and I was always coming from a cheat code because I'm coming from a producer, writer standpoint and CEO. So it was like, okay, I'm coming at this for the music business, not necessarily for the, I can make crazy bars, but I want to sell my music. So I'm seeing this is how I can
in the music industry.
Yeah, this is how I can sell it. I could package me up. I know I ain't Gil Gotti. I know I ain't coming with the street shit like that or whatever. I can make the beats for that, but I'm not coming that way. So what's my superpower? How can I be able to win? I had a clothing store. I was telling you, you know what I'm saying? Clothes has been my thing. So I'm like, let me just take from what I can use what I got to get what I need. And I think if individuals did that, you would find yourself not having to. You gotta reinvent the wheel, but you gotta make a better tire. If you follow me, like you don't have to reinvent the wheel, you just gotta make a better tire. Yeah, you know what I mean. So it ain't gotta be. It's some of the simplest shit. Glorilla had it's 7 o'clock. 7 o'clock Friday.
7 p.m.
Yeah. It's 95 degrees.
95 degrees.
I ain't got no nigga. And no nigga ain't got me. Pause. But I'm saying like. It could be that simple.
It's that relatable.
But that's something that someone else, another female, can re-say. So when you're making your music and you crafting your thing, that's what I was doing back then. Let me craft this so I know by saying these things, I ain't got to sell dope, but I know the trappers going to love to hear what I'm talking about.
They're going to love that flash.
So
that's what they spending their money on.
Yeah, that's what they're going to spend the money on. So, and that's what people respect, money. So at the end of the day, like that's what I came that way with it. And then you know, when the label started calling and all that or whatever and stuff, I was able to put together get my best situation. I had a bidding war, and it was like history repeating itself. I'm in the same building that I sold beats to Dino Del Valle.
And you there for
and
yourself.
now the Universal calling me. Same.
Was your bidding war, all right, so was your bidding war before or after So Crispy?
Before. The two songs, Respect My Fresh and Stunner Frames, and then I did a song called I Be Everywhere with Jim Jones.
Love that song.
Right when Ballin', this when Ballin' was out.
Listen, I didn't want to tell Eli. So the whole Jim Jones versus Nas, right?
Yeah.
That started from our podcast.
Oh wow.
Okay, yeah.
That's
so,
hard,
yeah,
bro.
So Eli,
Right here.
the guy
that's
that was-
hard.
Where you sitting at?
Where you sitting at? Yeah.
That's hard. I like that.
Yeah.
It
So
was a wild conversation.
Yeah, so he was speaking about how he has these records and all this, and I was Team Nas, and so he was saying this, and I was like, man, Jim Jones, I'm not trying to hear that. I'm trying to hear Nas, and you know what I'm saying. But then he was like playing this. He's like, he's on anytime he's featured, and the whole time I'm thinking, I'm like, do not say I'll be everywhere with Kia Shine, because I'm gonna agree with you. Do not say that. So he's too young to know. Yeah. But listen, that when Jim's on the hook, bowling, I'll be everywhere. That's my joint.
That song.
On that
Yeah,
on the hook.
And this is when,
On the hook.
and this is right. Listen, I got him. Let me tell a story about that. Okay,
Definitely
so
blessed.
not signed yet. Got 2 songs that was playing, going crazy. Label's calling. I said, how I'ma double up? Let me hit Jim. I hit Yandy. Yandy was working for Jim. He was recording at High Beats. Shout out to Russ, High Beats. He was recording at High Beats. High Beats had a lot of cool things happen for me. So at High Beats, he did the Baller remix video. I went to the set. you know what I'm saying? Diddy them and all that or whatever and shit. So I go to pay him $10,000 to get on the song. So he gets to the studio. Man, the man sleep. The man not moving. He's on the bus. They having to wake Jim up. He is not moving. I have given his Lenny S. I'm Lenny the barber. I'm giving Lenny was with him. He's doing his romance. I'm like, Lenny, I've given you this money.
I need my verse.
We're here. He was like, bro, we can't wake him up. I said, bro, no, somebody gonna wake him up, bro. Like somebody's gonna wake this man up. Or y'all
Did he wake up with the verse?
Shoot me back to the bread.
He woke up with
so,
one of the
listen,
hardest verses he ever woke up with in his life.
You got some weed. He said, you got some weed, bro. I had some gas too. I was like, yo, bro, give him this. Man, he got that gas, bro. He came back. He said, bro, I'm sorry. He said, bro, I was tired. But he said, I'm finna kill that nigga. Got me in.
I be everywhere. You be never.
He said he went crazy.
He went crazy.
So he had his first show in Memphis. So I said, bro, you gotta perform. I'll be everywhere when you come. Now, if you know Jim is arrogant. You know what I'm saying?
That's a mean and aggressive nigga.
Jim is very arrogant, but I love him though. You know what I'm saying? But Jim's arrogant, and he was like, man, you know. So I had the DJ call him and said, yo, tell him you gotta play the John Doe. She was like, all right, bet, I'm gonna come do it. So we come do the song. I don't know if he knew what was really going on with this song, bro, because it was killing Memphis. We go to this spot called the Premiere. Shout out to Curtis Givens. We go perform there, bro, and the stage. Bro, the whole room, this shit was just shaking, bro. It was crazy. Bro, Jim looked at me, he was like, yeah, I took it on the chin tonight. You know what I'm saying? Because he's competitive. I'm like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't trying to, you know, like, but balling, he did balling. But did I be everywhere?
Because you said balling on there, and what you saying on there is
I want to say this about Jim.
I got my Chevy Shield down for All-Star. That's my joint.
We was on that shit, though, for real.
This whole shit with Jim and Nas, right? I don't get a chance to talk about Jim enough, right?
Yeah.
Like, Jim is the first person that gave me a record for nothing. Right?
Yeah. Wow.
Like, I
that's hard.
Correction. Paul Wall.
Yeah, we talked about Paul.
We talked about Paul Wall,
Yeah.
and then
Paul,
Jim.
shout out to Paul Wall.
Shouts to Paul
Another
Wall.
great dude.
Right?
Great individual.
Facts.
Straight up.
I ain't gonna get into that. I'm gonna save that story for another day.
Yeah.
But Paul Wall gave me a verse. Great. My God. Shouts to Paul Wall. Now, Jim, I DM'd Jim on Instagram, right? This is how I met Jim.
Okay.
I'm like, yo, I had some beats because I make beats also.
Yeah.
So I got some beats for you. And he knew who I was. He had seen the Funk Flex freestyle. Okay. And he was like, yo, you got beats, like, but you got raps though.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm not even thinking Jim is gonna reply because I'm DMing everybody.
Yeah.
Right.
Whoever you could think of, right? I got beats.
Yeah,
like,
of course.
Fuck
Yeah.
it. I'm
That's
3
what
in
you
the
gotta
morning.
do.
Yeah.
That's
I'm
what you have to do.
I got beats.
Yes.
I hate when people do that to me, but at the time, that's what I'm doing. I'm spamming everybody.
Yeah.
I got beats. And he hit back like, yo, but you got raps though, right? And I'm like, yeah. And he's like, yo, when you're in New York, come to the studio. And I'm like, I'm in New York. He's like, well, come to the studio. So I pull up on Jim, and just so
What you
happened,
mean, right then and there at 3 in the morning?
bro, it might have been like 1 in the morning.
Oh, so right then and there.
Right then and there, I pull up on Jim,
Yeah.
and I'm vibing with him. Like,
Yeah.
we get there, niggas is there. I know niggas that's in here. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's
Yeah.
like we know a lot of the same people.
Yeah.
So immediately it's like, yo, it's love, right? Like, you
Yeah.
know these niggas.
You comfortable.
Niggas know,
Yeah, you comfortable.
know the gang shit, different
Yeah.
shit. Niggas know niggas, right? And he like, bet. And I'm playing him records. I'm like, I play this record called Red Bandana, Blue Bandana. And he's like, oh, that shit hard. Like, let me get that. And you can get on it. Yo, but he's like, yo, bet. He just go in the booth and knock it out.
Yeah.
And I'm like, this shit is crazy.
You're
like,
real.
like
Yeah.
Jim, but he's like that. Like, if he
Yeah,
sees
yeah.
you and he fucks with you, he thinks you
Yeah.
dope, he gonna rock with you. And that was an ill moment for me.
Yeah.
And going back to that, like, y'all got a classic record.
Yeah,
together.
and then he hopped on Remix of Crispy. Even
Yeah,
after
right,
that, like,
he hopped on that.
Yeah, like, you know what
Hold
I'm
up, the remix of Crispy. Before we get into the
Yeah,
remix of Crispy,
let's
let's
get
get
the
into
original.
Crispy.
Yeah.
So-
because
so
the
how's the
remix
deal?
had a bunch of
Yeah, a whole lot of people on it.
LL,
Yeah.
Remy.
Remy, E40, Young Buck, Jim Jones, Swiss Beats.
You got a
LL Cool
compilation.
J. Yeah.
Absolutely.
All right, so let's
That's like the One Blood remix.
Right. How did you make Crispy?
And who made the beat?
Oh, no, we're gonna save that to trivia. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, don't tell me.
Okay.
Yeah, don't Google
that's your
nothing
partner
either. I'm watching you.
Yeah.
That's your partner today?
Just,
Y'all too?
Come on,
listen,
I can
man,
get down
we can
with
switch
trivia.
back. We gonna Ray.
No, I'm saying you ain't never experienced this type of
Nah, we gonna get
Trivia
that. Don't worry about
typhoon.
that. Don't worry about that.
Is that trivia?
Yeah, don't tell them who made the beat.
Yeah.
We've been avoiding this.
Nah, Crispy came after I signed. I had signed, and then I signed Universal Motown with
That
Sylvia
was
Rose.
Sylvia Rose.
Yeah,
And
with
how did
Sylvia.
y'all even meet? And how did that?
She just called me, whatever, bro. Like they all was like,
You was
just,
born
they
when
was
you
just
was-
calling. All of them. I don't know how they got my information. They were just calling, and I was like, all right, we had a meeting that fly me up. You know what I mean? Well, I always tell artists, if they want you, they're gonna send the money. They're gonna fly you up. They're gonna do the whole thing. So they was doing the whole thing and the whole song and dance, giving me their best presentations or whatever. I met with Clive Davis and some more shit, bro. Like it was just different. So doing it. I talked to her. She was like, her situation was the best because they allowed me to be able to get the production. Obviously, I wanted to produce the whole thing through my production. Y'all give me
You
all,
charge them for
give
versus
me
your
all the
budget.
budget. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I want the artist advance. I want the budget. I want all of it.
You got it.
Yeah, and then they said, well, we still got to get because playing skills was with the particular producers was looking. They was like the riding dirty was winning.
I was gonna kill y'all with trivia. With
Yeah,
that. I ain't
yeah.
gonna
So
do it.
that was like
Because you didn't know playing skills.
Yeah.
You don't know who they produce right
So
now.
they were like, "Can you come to Dallas and work with playing skills?" And I was like, "Okay." So we go down there. The first time we go down there, it was like the vibe. It wasn't usually if they're producing the beat, I have something to say. And this time I say, you know what, I'm gonna let them produce me. So I'm gonna be quiet and just like let them do it. So we did a record that was okay. Sent it back to Sylvia. She was like, that wasn't it. I said, okay, see, all right then. So now I'm gonna do exactly what I normally do. Okay, so we're down there again. I said, all right, so this is the hook. I need y'all to make a beat to this hook.
I'm so crispy.
Yeah, so
so crispy.
Yeah, my jeans 900, shoes 850. I'm so crispy. I'm so crispy. My ice game got you haters wanna get me.
All right.
So I wrote this song after I bought my first pair of Louis Vuittons, right? So I just wrote it and had it in the book. So I was like, I want to do this because I had already did Respect My Fresh and the other songs that the world hadn't heard yet. So I was gonna put them on the album, but I'm like, I need to keep this swag going. So they made the beat like right there. Like
First Louis Vuitton shoes.
Yeah, my first.
What
yeah.
jeans were you talking about?
Yeah.
The jeans, the jeans was Red Monkeys.
Okay.
The Red Monkeys was like 900. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
So hold on, real quick. The Red
Evisus
Monkeys
was
and the
900.
Evisus was the Japanese denim.
Japanese
you
denim.
missing
Yep.
one though. Antique denims.
And the antique.
Who introduced us to the Japanese
Jay
denim?
might have mentioned the Red Monkeys.
I
Jay definitely.
Nah, I can't lie. Ho put me on the visa, but when I put them on, I be looking better than he do. Cats out there that bought a pair was like me too.
He definitely
So whole bought the Japanese denim to New York.
I don't want to say that because in the streets it was.
But I want to say, Pharrell. I want to. I gotta say,
Pharrell
for
might
me,
have been
it was Pharrell. Now I think I was first with the Red Monkeys, but I'm saying, but but you know, but Pharrell was doing the Bapes and the Japanese stuff back in the day, so you know I can't take nothing away from
That might have been Nego.
But down south though,
Of course, that's who Pharrell got it from, Nigo.
yeah, Nico, yeah, that's
Yeah, it might have been Nego that brought the Japanese denim.
He was the
over
one that brought. That's it. He ended up Bapes and the whole shit. Like you know what I mean. So it was like, but down south where I was at, like I was the first one talking it where I was at, which was advantage.
Also, Atrium in New York
The clothing store.
Yeah, Atrium in New York had everything before it was popping. Before it was in any rap song.
Yeah.
Atrium had everything.
Yeah.
The
Okay.
antiques,
Yeah.
Red Monkeys.
I ain't gonna lie, 900 for the jeans is
Especially
crazy.
then.
But
What?
it was crazy, like the back pocket.
Nah, I know.
It was
I
like
know. They had
900.
they was starched all crazy.
They was so hard.
Yeah.
But think about it now. Amiri run you 2.5K. You know what I'm saying? Like you know, it's just
True Religion.
You know,
at that time was new.
I was the first in Crispy with True Religion. That was first. Even
in the video.
Yeah, they reached out to me and sent me. They was like, because you did that, they sent me all hella shit. I had
Oh,
all that. I was the first. But yeah, it was just so I did that record, and what happened was we saved it, and when we saved the record in Pro Tools, we saved it. It was supposed to be 24-bit. We saved it at 48, and it was faster. And it was like
that speed is
the
everything.
speed was faster, and I was like, so I'm like, yo,
It hit though.
when we bounced it down, I was like,
It hit.
yo, this sounds crazier than what we actually laid. So I got back to Atlanta, and I called Jason Jeter, and I was like, Jason, listen, played it. I played this and I played this before. I said, bro, which one should go? He said, bro, you got to go with the faster one, bro. And I'm like,
That's
that ended up being,
That's not even how you
What?
record. How we hear it. Is
How
not
you hear it is not even how it was. It's just the engineer
the
saved
sample
it.
rate. The
Yeah, he
speed
said
is that.
exactly, and sped it up.
I was literally listening to this song and I was like, this speed on this, it makes a difference. Like Kodak has a song, 2 different songs recently. It's like we say, let me see.
love
Yeah,
that
yeah.
Fine, right.
Bummer.
There's a fast one and there's a slow one. And when I'm listening to yours, I'm like, yours is kind of fast. And I was like,
Yeah.
I didn't know that you did that.
Yes, that's exactly what took place.
So
it was a
he
mistake.
did it on accident.
Accident.
By accident.
Hit record.
Hit
Wow.
record on accident. I was like, oh, okay, we're gonna keep that. I was upset when it first happened because we driving back from the to the hotel, and I'm like, yo, this is not what I just recorded. Then I went to sleep and woke up. I was like, this is what God wanted me to do.
No.
So I'm
It
just
be
gonna do
like that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna just take. Once again, you just gotta flow with it sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta just
I
flow
love that
with
story.
it, and
Pivot again.
yeah, you gotta
It's
pivot.
about pivot.
So
Yeah.
you know,
What's the saying?
you gotta pivot to get it, man. You got to
So-
be able to
Get
pivot
it.
to
So
get it.
let's get into how the remix
Man, listen.
went
After the song broke,
down.
it was like, okay, that was it. It was
What
like
year was that?
It was 07.
07.
It broke, and it was like, bro, this shit
Outside.
Was just, yeah, it was outside. It was just,
That joint was everywhere.
it was just everywhere. I mean, just everywhere, bro. Like it just like so. Everybody was like remix or whatever. I saw LL Cool J when I was with Chris Lighty. Bless in peace, Chris Lighty. And I was like, bro, I saw him at this party, and I was like, bro, I'm gonna act because of you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna get into that. But I said, bro, like I would love if you could just spit on this remix, bro. Like, you know, I grew up to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He was like, man, I'm gonna hit Chris. And they hit Chris, send me that remix. I was like, man, I got a song with LL Cool J.
That's crazy.
Oh, bro, it's like that
So
was it.
LL was the first.
He was the first one to send it, and then Swiss Beats had hit me because I had already knew Swiss from Rough Riders. So he was like, "I'm gonna get on. I'm finna." Everybody who hit me, I was like, "Just do it," and I'm gonna put them all on the same song, like because that was real. After that One Blood, and all that came out, I was like, "That was smart. Just make it a movie.
Make a
just
regional
yeah.
everywhere.
Yeah.
Was that the first time, like you and Buck,
First time that I
Nashville, Memphis, coming together like that?
First time we did something too. That was, you know, and shout out to Young Buck. Like
Yeah.
we have a great relationship to this day. Nashville is such a great city. I love going to Nashville.
Yeah.
Man. It's so much fun, bro.
A question for you. So you said you was with Chris Lighty at the time, right?
Yeah.
From everybody that had like a personal relationship or a business experience with Chris Lighty,
Yeah.
you get the feeling that a lot of people say he's the GOAT executive.
Yeah, he's
You know what I'm
definitely like, I mean, like, dude, definitely, the relationships, bro. Like, you know, the relationships, and then the ability to. I hate one night I was in Miami. It was like right before I signed, and I was with Chris, and he was about to introduce me to 50, and 50 had went to this ATM, and he was like, he was finna get some money out, but he had like wads of cash on him, right? He was like, and he was just feeling himself that night. He was just having a good time. So it was like, is I'm gonna go to the ATM? I don't need to go to ATM. He had hella money on him. And it was like, he was just wilding, and Chris was finna introduce me, but it wasn't the right time or whatever and shit. But Chris had like just a lot of great relationships, you know what I'm saying? And then it was like I think people, when you look for management, you have to have something going first for someone to want to manage. You have to have something to manage. So if you're operating with a position of leverage and you're like, all right, I got all these labels calling, I need to call in some big shots to be able to make sure I make this right, and make sure Sylvia them understand that, like, I'm just not some country boy out of Memphis or whatever and shit, bro. Like, this ain't that. Like, you know, even though I could, you know, I know the business, but I'm gonna bring in somebody that's like, all right, this is what I want to do. So I'm come here, just don't even say nothing. Just stay in the meeting with me. I'm gonna watch what I do. And then, like, you know what I mean? Like, so that it worked. You know what I mean? To be able to have some Jason come to the meeting with me or whatever and shit. These just niggas I just knew that I sold beats to T.I. from 03. You know what I'm saying? So I knew Jason then when they had the studio over here. Yeah. You know what I mean? When Grand Hustle was across the street on Walker Avenue. So it's just having good relationships and individuals. When you have something going, then you could be able to activate those relationships and be able to maximize.
So I had another question for you, Joe, right? So when you first talking about you going up to New York and how you're navigating,
Yeah.
The thing that I'm thinking and I think will resonate with people at home is like, what gave you that business sense to know how you wanted to maneuver? Because
Well, I think you got to use everything that you're seeing in front of you. Like the game is happening right now. Like we may not have the hot seat, but the game's happening right now. So you either, if you're an artist, you're on the bench. So you're an artist and you're looking at who is winning right now, and it's about taking notes. Like you got ChatGPT these days. You could be able to like just see everything that someone's doing before you, and all the mistakes you can use. Like, okay, I'm seeing people say, okay, rapper, be careful being a rapper, bro. You end up going broke. They don't make a lot of money, or don't just be no artist, or you'll get, be signed. Don't be signed to a nigga who signed to a nigga, and things that I would see that people with the horror stories, then I would see them. Like, so it's like when I came up, I was like, nah, I'm not going to be the individual that is just being a rapper. One is too close to none, bro. So one must have multiple streams and sources of income. My eyes were wide open as a rapper when I said I'm gonna be a rapper and got a deal, because it was like, bro, that the time you can be hot is gonna be short lived. There are some people like Drake and people like that is like, okay, they're gonna be on forever. But to be realistic, say, okay, cool, I know that I'm necessarily not I can be a rapper, but I'm more of a producer, an artist, and a businessman. So I'm gonna get all my plugs, get all these contacts, and put myself in a situation to where if they stop calling Kia Shine for a song, I'm gonna still be able to get on and be able to get some money. I think you have to be thinking like that. How can you fully maximize? Because the window of opportunity is very small. Especially now too, it's very quick. You know what I'm saying? But even back then, it's like you get a deal, but then you get the deal, but then it could be the wrong situation. The label may not even believe in you like all the way. So it's like you got to get the most money you can for yourself and then diversify.
That's why I preach that you can't just have one girlfriend, because one is too close to none.
He like, don't use me for that.
One is too close.
Now, I'm married 23 years,
You
so
married. We ain't talking you. But one is too close to none.
But
Floyd Mayweather said the same thing. They were like, Floyd, why you got all these girls? One is too close to none.
One is too close to none.
But what I will say is this: you are like grassroots, hustle out of the trunk.
Yeah.
Go to New York. If you had to start
I was gonna ask
your
this
label
question too.
in
Today.
2025,
Yeah.
right? Give some game to the kids who they ain't hustlers. They don't know. They ain't been outside. They ain't get a chance to see the blueprint.
Yeah.
What would you do now in the current climate? What would be your approach right now to break an artist or to sell some beats? What would you do right now in this moment?
That's a good
question. I think you have technology is good. Social media is great because you are able to push a button and touch people. That's great in some sense of it. You have to do both though if you really want to you really want to have somebody cherish you, because there's not really a transaction anymore per se. When I go listen to an artist, it's not a transaction. Like we had the advantage of someone going to the store, getting in the car and driving and getting it. So that was a feeling with that. That was you felt connected more. Now you can get on DSPs and you can just listen. If I like it, I can just boom, 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 and it's so accessible that it just doesn't have that same connection. But repetition though, and continue to repeat, putting it out, and doing that and doing both, making sure you like are actually pressing the flesh and making fans in the street, and then still do your social thing. You know what I mean? But it's like you're gonna need to still be able to get outside with the people.
Social should be an addition.
It's amplification. Social is cool. Radio amplifies too. But now we're in a discovery period where people want to feel like they discover the artist. They don't want to be. You don't have to be programmed or force fed today. Not in today's marketplace. Back then, we had 106 in Park. We had MTV. If you want to see your videos, you would have to go there. So the gatekeepers were there, and you had to be able to get the song there to be able to hear it. Now everyone has their own phone. Radio amplifies you, but they can be able to get on their phone. They can listen to what they want to listen to when they want to listen to it. So if you get spin on the radio, hey, I might not never hear it because I'm listening. I'm in my. I'm going back to. I'm in the '90s right now. You know what I'm saying with my playlist, so I might not hear it. So you got to play more on the radio, or I'm listening to satellite, not necessarily terrestrial radio. But I think that it's most important to be able to have a real originality and have a real gift, like to really be good at what you're doing, to really be dope at making the beats, really have your own sound, really have something that's like, okay, this beat sounds like a Manny Fresh beat. This beat sounds like a Swiss Beats beat. You know what I'm saying? Like really making your tag, making your thing that's like, okay, this is that. As an artist, okay, you need to build fans, starting from 1 to 100 to 2 to 1,000, because direct to market is key right now. You can sell your fans t-shirts, you can sell your fans whatever you want to sell them, and you may not have to be the most, you may not be the hottest, but you can still make a living because now you can, everyone can access you. So it's like if I could sell 300 shirts this month and I'm selling them for $50 a shirt, okay, but I'm gonna make my 15,000 or whatever. I'm gonna make some money this month. Like that's you have the ability to do that. So I think it would be just building base. Go to the schools, man. Go to the high schools. You know what I mean? Go to the colleges. Go to where, you know, people are open to receive some new music and go and perform your music. You know what I mean? You have to perform it and get in front of people. Don't these thumbs and all this or whatever, bro. Like you going viral. Somebody goes viral every day. Every day somebody's gonna go viral. Tomorrow somebody else is gonna be viral doing something. So that's very short lived. You're gonna have to be able to make a connection. So I would just push connection, like push with your fans, stay with your fans, with your base. Yo Gotti, anybody I seen from Memphis that has a base, everybody's stuck with their base. You know what I mean? Like they really grew with their base. They really went from doing shows for 200 people to 1,000 people to, you know what I mean? I remember when Glorilla just did her first tour, she was like, she doing 1,000 venues. Now she sold out the FedEx Forum. It's just gonna be about the repetition. It's also gonna be about the money. Here's the truth. You're gonna have some money. Yeah. That's just the truth. Everything, back in the day, you may have someone that says, you know what, I believe in you and I'm gonna help you, and then on the back end, I'm gonna come and bless you. I had people do me like that. It was like, bro, all right, bro, I believe you, bro. And I believe in the song, I see the momentum, I'm gonna run it. But when you get that deal, come back and see me. And I came back and saw him. Today, nah, it ain't happening. It ain't even because the Spotify, they're not gonna let you be discovered unless you pay. You have to pay, promote on their system. You're gonna need money to do that. Okay, YouTube, you're not gonna get discovered on YouTube unless you spend money to promote your stuff on YouTube. And every one of these DSP, Instagram, they're not gonna show you all your posts to all your followers because why would they? They want you to pay. Everything is going to be like either you're going to be in what the algorithm is pushing, or you're going to, if you coming in with your whole thing, bro, we're pushing these kind of videos and these kind of songs. We're not going to put you in the mix. You're going to have to put yourself in the mix. So you're going to have to spend some money. It's going to cost, everything is set up to pay. That's just what it is right now. So it's I knew it back then that it was coming to this, but it's just like you got to pay. You could having a hit record is like having a new Cullinan outside, a Spectrum, the Spectrum, the new electric Rolls Royce. It's cool to look at, but if you ain't got no money, you can't charge to get down the street. You're not going to be able to get the attention of the people without having some money to be able to put. You're not hearing the best artists. You're hearing the artists that have the money to be able to promote what they're doing. Correct. That's what you're hearing. You're not hearing the best MCs. Some artists just aren't business people. And that's sad because if you dope with rapping or whatever, it's just like you're going to just be dope doing that. I'm not saying you won't get on, but I'm saying that the person behind the desk is not going to sign you unless you have this type of momentum going on. They're not going to sign you. They're going to look at your numbers, your stats. It's remove the eye and the ear test. You may be dope. I can hear you dope. I can see you dope. But you don't have the numbers. So no one who works for a label is going to sign you. They're going to make you as a rapper show us that it's hot. And then they'll sign you. So you're going to need some money from somewhere.
That's so crazy because I would think you could drop talented people in the machine.
No.
But like you said, unless you sound like what we're pushing.
Right.
No,
if you got
not
that.
even. I'm gonna give you some game. So back in the day, there was no metric, there was no AI, there was no system. So we had to go by. They had to go by what was dope, right?
You're
dope.
That's the gatekeeper.
Yeah,
Right. So I'm a gamble
Yes.
on you being dope. They no longer have to gamble.
There's no gamble.
Yeah.
Everything is
Yeah.
algorithm. I don't have to
Exactly.
gamble on you no more.
Yeah.
I know that's not. I know this is gonna work.
I'm gonna take the under.
Yeah, I'm gonna take this because the number says this is gonna work.
Yeah.
And that's that's the same thing. Make you laugh, can make you cry, bro. And it's like, it's could be a good and a bad thing. Like it's horrible to have gatekeepers and stuff like that. But at the same time, there were some really star A&Rs and individuals that really saw talent and was like, nah, fuck that, Aaliyah, she's it, run it. You know what I mean? But that's not happening today. They want the AI to do it for them. They want the technology to do it for them. The technology has made it to where, oh, your song is playing on the radio? That could be good to get a deal back when I was getting deal. Now, how many Shazams you get when that song play?
None.
No Shazams? Oh, that song's not it. You know what I'm saying? Oh, you got songs streaming on Spotify? What's the skip rate? Because I look on your skip rate and I see, man, they skipping your song. So if you do make it to get on one of the top playlists and that shit just is gone today, here on it today and then gone tomorrow, the reason why, Rap Caviar, if you get on any of that stuff, if your skip rate and they're skipping your song, you're gone.
That's crazy.
So they have the technology to be able to see if you hot or not, and know. So you're gonna have to you're gonna get some money.
It's like when analytics happen to basketball.
Yeah.
When they start, saying, no,
Yeah.
he's a good player. Well, he don't do nothing. Yeah, but he's good for this because he does this and he does this. But the eye or he's trash. But a basketball player would say, no, you need Draymond. Like you have to have him.
So,
Yeah.
now that we're speaking about the record industry, you know what I'm saying? You wrote one of the biggest records of the last 20 years of music.
It's now diamond.
You wrote
Yeah.
the record that broke Drake,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
best I ever had.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but also that record recently has hit a milestone, right?
Yeah, it just recently went diamond in May the 28th of this year, 25. Now I can put diamond
Come on now.
writer on my name. You know what I'm saying? Like I have a diamond record. I have a diamond song. You know what I'm saying? Like so when you see that, the credits, and you see Ian Coleman, which is Nakia Coleman, my government, Kia Shine Coleman.
So you do have
Yeah.
publishing on that record.
Oh yes,
You're
Yes.
locked in on that. It's
I've been
not like-
I've been locked in
whole
since the beginning of it. Let me tell you about one thing that soured me from the music industry. Right, it was like, all right, so Drake makes Best I Ever Had. I make a song for Lil Wayne called "Do It for the Boy." This is a particular DJ in New York was trying to sell the beat that I did for Wayne to Jaheim with Daryl Jones at the time. This particular DJ was like, we can get $15,000 for the beat that you sold Wayne. And it was on the Drought mixtape. I said, okay, well, Wayne's just dropping songs and I'm not tripping. Wayne's my homie. I bought a verse from Wayne back in 2002 for a Skinny Pimp album. So it's like, I got a relationship with him. I'm not tripping if Wayne didn't pay me for that particular record because he's mixtape Wayne at that time.
He's dropping.
But if a label wants to buy the beat that he spit on, I'm gonna sell it. So I send an invoice. The DJ calls me and says, "Bro, why did you sell the beat that we were gonna sell Jaheim to Drake?" I said, "Bro, who the fuck is Drake? I ain't sold no beat to nobody." He sent me this song. I said, "Oh shit." Dude then took the song that I made for Wayne, you know what I mean, and made it into Best I Ever Had. But I already was signed with Universal Music Publishing. I already had the song that I had with Wayne already in the system for my publishing and all that for that song. So as soon as I sent Universal the Best I Ever Had song, the CEO of Universal, Tom Wally at the time, was like, "Yeah, Sean, this is we put it through a musicologist, and this is definitely we're gonna give you 25% of this song." How they was able to do so is because Drake was signed to Universal Republic in the same system as well. So it was just a call from the top already, like, boom, this is gonna be 25% of your song, and this is what it's gonna be. Cool. They had changed the credits on it, made sure I had myself together. It didn't happen until later that year at the BMI Awards in 2009, when it ended up coming out and I won an award for BMI, Best I Ever Had, for you got a BMI award. So that's when it started to go viral that I had a co-write on the song. The person who was interviewing me like, "Hey, Sean, what's this plaque you got here for?" I said, "It's for my co-write for the Best I Ever Had." You know what I'm saying? I didn't think nothing of it. It went viral because they were saying Kia Shine wrote Drake's Best I Ever Had. So that Drake came out and said I'm lying about it. And I'm like, well, wait a minute, like I'm at the BMI Awards and I actually got the actual plaque. So I mean, I wasn't. This is already locked in. I've been knowing this for the whole time this song blowing up. I just didn't tell nobody about it. I just was like, let me just get the check. I ain't tripping.
So what did you write? With
I wrote, we can do it real big, bigger than we ever done. I be up on everything. The other niggas never on it. So just do it for the boy. Do it for the boy was the song that I sold Wayne.
Now let me stop you right there.
This was a hook.
Yeah.
Yes.
And the beat. This was
In the beat.
The beat.
Yeah. I did the beat. Then boy wanted to sample the same exact. So I do the beat. You a producer, you know.
Right.
I do the beat.
He chopped the master.
He take the master and do the same beat. You know what I'm saying? And flip it. You know what I'm saying? Like
and take the hook.
So I'm like, okay, damn, like so y'all just pretty much was
Made a remake.
You made a remake of my original song for Wayne. I'm not tripping, but I am going to get I had already had my credit. Universal had already made sure I got my 25%. It ended up being 25% of the song. They gave Wayne 12.5 and they gave me 12.5.
Oh, so Wayne got a piece also.
Because it was from the original song.
Because
he wrote on the original song. So we split the splits. It was no problem at all.
Yeah.
So by the time it come out, I'm like, okay, cool. But that was a situation where he said out loud, and it was like, okay, this dude said out loud, I've got the credits are out there. It's clearly I won awards for that song in 2009, 2010, and 2011. Then it was nominated for a Grammy the next year. I'm out there at the Grammy Awards for the thing. So it was like, you never retracted his statement. He never came back and said, okay, I said that was wrong. Dude actually does have credit on that record. Mm-hmm. So people were coming at me like I'm doing something wrong. Like I'm like, well, why would you come out and say that? What the fuck you mean? Why would I let someone?
You just asked the question first of all.
Yeah, I wouldn't even come in.
Yeah, I wouldn't even come in.
This was cloud chasing and nothing.
It never was cloud chasing because you gotta think the song had been. I got this shit squared away in January of 2009. The song had been playing a whole year. I just been like, okay, yeah, I'm just finna collect. You know what I'm saying? I ain't tripping. It's already squared away. I came to the thing. I won my award. You know what I mean? Like my name wouldn't even been on the award if I wouldn't have. Like my credit was already situated. So it was like. Yeah, so it was like that kind of made me sour on the game because it was like, all right, y'all could love an artist so much of what they doing right now that you completely are oblivious of someone who I've been in this game for forever, and I'm like, yo, I'm telling you exactly what is going on. This is what it is. So you let this man tell you I'm lying, and y'all believe this dude?
Of course.
Okay. Do you think? I'm not sure. I'm just asking a question. Do you think that he might not have known you wrote it? Like he just copying Wayne shit? Like, cause you know sometimes artists do.
Yes,
like you might say some ill shit. I'm like, niggas borrow a line.
Yeah.
Like I'll just watch Jada and Fat Joe go back about the Southpaw shit.
Line.
Right?
Yeah.
That was Jada's line.
Of course.
But Fat Joe used it paying homage on Make It Rain.
Yeah.
And when Ari Spears came up there, he was like, yo, Fat Joe, one of the illest lines you ever said was, learn to switch your game up and go Southpaw. And Jada's like, that's my line. Right?
Yeah, I saw that.
So do you think that it was just like him, he's thinking he's taking it from Wayne?
No doubt. And
so when you come out and say, I wrote that, he's like,
I don't know what you're talking about.
I've said that exact thing. I said when I went on Angela Lee's show at the time, I was like, he just don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like he just wasn't aware.
Right.
It just wasn't clear. You know what I'm saying? So, but that still doesn't stop his fans and the people who love him.
At some point you gotta clear it up.
You know what I'm saying? You got that still don't stop them people coming and saying that I'm like I'm capping. I'm like, you know what I mean? But at that point, it's like that's when I started to be like, well, I don't have to be liked. I'm cool with not being liked. I have to understand that it's sometimes if you want to be liked by everybody, you might want to make ice cream or something or do something like that. But it's like this is just not a situation where I'm going to have to prove it. I'm fine with being the villain in the story or whatever. I have no problem with that because my children come first. I lay down with my wife and my kids, you know what I'm saying? So I have to make sure that they're covered. So there's no way I'm going to have to let anyone take anything from me that is rightfully mine. And I have to do that. So I'm sorry that if you were offended by that or if that makes you feel some sort of way, but if you know the business of the music publishing thing, anyone who has a sample on your song and you're sampling them and you're doing that, they're going to get a credit for that particular song. So it was a little music business 101, but it's also just kind of like made me look at the game a little bit like, okay, so fast forward to now, well, the record is now diamond. And I'm so thankful that it's diamond, and I'm still eating off the record, and and I was able to. That was a blessing for me. That whole record was a blessing for me. But now you see with Drake and Kendrick and these things come on, and it's like you see that he's repeatedly doing sampling and taking things from other individuals and stuff like that. Yeah. But it was it was the first one, and I was a trendsetter. I was like, is this what it was?
The ill shit is sometimes they know, sometimes they don't.
Sometimes
it's like you go to the studio, it's a bunch of motherfuckers there, right? For a lot of these artists, and this guy's giving an idea, this guy's giving an idea, and you're taking this idea,
you don't
thinking
know.
this idea is original,
right?
Or
and he got it from somebody else.
And he got it from somebody else,
yeah.
And he's got, I don't know, I didn't take that, and it's like, yo,
listen, the first time I heard Best I Ever Had, I originally
thought of the Wayne.
Wayne, I was like, Wayne already said this, and they were going crazy. I'm like, but he got this from Wayne. They're like, no, he didn't. This is
because he was the new.
They
didn't want to hear that.
It was. But now it's like Kendrick comes out and exposes all these things or whatever, and that's when I let like God fight my battles, man. I have nothing to prove.
So what is your relationship like with Drake and Yo Gotti?
Yeah, I don't have a relationship with Drake. Like, here's the story. So 2010, the song was nominated for a Grammy. All right, friend of mine's in LA. He says, bro, it's a spot you need to go to on Sundays. It's popping. All right, cool. We go to the spot. I had no idea that this was going to be Drake's Grammy party. You know what I'm saying? So we go into this Drake Grammy party, right? I'm not even knowing it now. I'm just coming into the door. I'm walking right to where the ops is at the time. You know what I mean? And not even knowing it because he just happened to rent the club out for his Grammy party. So I go in there and I see this dude. He's standing with these dudes up top. And he's, you know how Drake be when he's trying to be that hard look he be doing. So he was doing that or whatever, bro. And it was like, I'm looking, I said, oh, little dude mugging me like that. I looked up, and I was my guy Jack Frost, and I was with this dude who trains De La Hoya. He was a fighter, you know what I'm saying? He was with us. And I'm just like, yo, look at dude up there. I think that's Drake. So I said, man, so I grabbed this little bottle, right? From somebody. I don't know who table it was. It was an empty bottle. I just grabbed a bottle. I was just like, all right, just hold the bottle. While I'm walking, while he's doing this, looking at me, he's standing on top of the furniture, this hand comes out of nowhere. It's Wayne. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, Wayne dapped me up. Why Wayne dapping me up, right? The security who's noticing Drake is looking at me snarling. He's on the way making a beeline to me. But the security dude is confused when he sees Wayne hug me. So Wayne McMahon hugged me, whatever, like it's love. So now the security is like, he's kind of confused. So he's looking back at Wayne and all that, or Drake or whatever. I'm walking over to the bar. I get to the bar. This dude comes to me, he says, what's up, blood? You what you buying? I said, man, I don't buy nothing, bro. I'm kinfolk, bro. It's our family. You know what I'm saying? He said, my boy said he got a problem with him. I said, well, tell your boy to come talk to me. Drummer Boy was there that night. Drummer Boy said, yo, Sean, he had the Money to Blow song out with Drake at the time. He was like, bro, hey, man, Drake want to talk to you, bro. But, you know what I'm saying? I'm with you, bro. We going to just speak, you know what I'm saying, or whatever. I said, bro, it's cool. 145 club letting out in L.A., you know what I'm saying? I have to go back past the booth to get out the door anyway. Drake booth right there. So here we go. So I'm walking out, you know what I mean? And Drake come over, whatever, and he like, bro, what'd you tell people I wrote the song for like that? You know what I'm saying? Like, now Drake is, I don't know, maybe 5'10", something like that. I'm 6'5", 6'6". So it's like when dude's saying it, whatever, I'm like, I approach him. Like I just stand up like, hey bro, look, man, your daddy is a Graham. You a Graham and y'all Grahams live in Memphis. These dudes around you that's like all trying to be rah-rah, these folks will rob you. I'm just keeping it real with you. I was cleanly shaved. I said, bro, I just look like, I forget how old I was at the time, but I said my age. I said, bro, I don't know what age I was at the time, but I'm like, bro, I'm OG, bro. I just look like this. I said, bro, but let me tell you something. Whatever happens in this club tonight, if you had a wins tonight, the Grahams live in Memphis. Your dad being on Beale Street, bro, I know your peoples. You know what I'm saying? So let's talk about this and let's not make this a situation because I'm going back to Memphis and I'm gonna have the wins there. You know what I'm saying? And that's exactly what I said, bro. So I said, let's just keep it respectable in here. You know what I'm saying? Because it's clearly a misunderstanding, but I'm not finna be, you know what I mean? It's not finna.
And what'd he say?
And then it was like McMahon was pushing because dudes was like, my dude's right here, my dude's right here. He had some dude right here, he had a dude right there. Everybody back and forth. McMahon was like, just let them niggas talk. Just let them talk. You know what I'm saying? And Mac, he's always been a real one. So it was
That's
like
the Mac.
it was like just cool to be. And so when I talked to him, I said, bro, the music. He said, the music all I got. I said, nigga, the music is all I have. And I said, like, and just because you misconstrue what's going on, bro, I'm not finna let nobody run off with nothing that's mine. You know what I mean? And so that was the conversation we had. Bam. The next day, I see him at this other club I'm at. You know what I mean? And he was just like, you know, he standoffish, but he didn't. You know what I mean? It wasn't that same snarl of rah Drake stuff that I seen when he was looking at me and staring and shit. Like, and it just be weird, bro, because it's like, you have a connection with Memphis because your dad from there, and it really was just a misunderstanding on his end. And I wish it would have. I just wish it, because we probably could have made some dope music together. You know what I'm saying? Really made some dope shit together. But you know, at the end of the day, I don't really have a relationship with him. But I'm still thankful that record went diamond, and I still eat off that record. And that check was the best I ever had. You know what I'm saying? So at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, I be appreciative. I be appreciative of that.
That's dope.
You know what I'm saying?
So speaking of that, a newer check we talking about, you produced on Glorilla's.
Yeah, just one goal. Just one goal.
How'd that come about?
Yeah, that was Anyway Life's Great. Her first EP she dropped on Interscope. I did a song for her called Get That Money. Okay. And she just went gold. It's almost finna be platinum right now, whatever. But she got the gold plaque for that, John Doe. So shout out to Glorilla. You know, that was cool because it was like full circle with her being from Frazier. I'm from Frazier. Her being signed with Yo Gotti. Of course, there's history with me and Yo Gotti. And just being able to have that and get that credit and do that or whatever was just, you know, a blessing. You know what I'm saying? Another blessing. Like, you know what I mean? I just be thankful because it's 25 and I've been doing this shit really 25 years. You know what I mean? And to still be able to score and bring it home, I'm thankful. You know what I'm saying?
Word. So I'm gonna ask you this because a lot of people don't know this. The movie Hustle and Flow.
Yeah.
So that movie and the main artist is Skinny Pimp. When Ludacris says "Come home,
Skinny
Mike."
Black. Skinny Pimp and Gangsta Black.
Okay,
is what Craig put. He put those two people together. Skinny Pimp, Gangsta Black. He made Ludacris's character Skinny Black.
Gotcha.
That was just two artists that I put out. Put out full albums on both of them and a joint album on both of them. You know what I'm saying? And so, yeah, Skinny Pimp is one also a very sampled dude. Right? Ty Dolla just sampled him. A$AP Rocky has sampled him. It's just sound. It's just music. It's called. It's this type of music that they big in China, overseas or whatever. That he's like a part of, bro. I can't think.
That they feeling skinny.
It's a
subculture,
like and they sample his voice all the time with it. Dude got like hella Spotify listeners every month, bro. Dude is definitely that dude.
So we talking about like pivoting. Yeah. And you've produced. You rap, you ran labels, clothing store, the whole nine. How does and why and when did you make the pivot to start doing movies and television?
My mom died of cancer in 2012. My dad died in 2013. Sorry. So cancer, bro. Fuck cancer, bro. It's like, bro, back to back. Both of them was like, they had seen the music shit and they was like, man, like you need to. They were both saying, you need to pivot. You need to go and do some films, some television or whatever and all that or whatever. And I was like, yeah, really, if you go back, 06, I had a chance, before I signed my deal with Sylvia, I did a run of hosting Rap City.
You did.
And Rick Ross was my first guest, and so was JD and Daz. And it was like, I had just sent a tape in and had got that on my own. But then when Sylvia signed me, she was like, we can't have you be the Rap City host and he'd be an artist. So she was like, and I did them shows, like, they did like 20 shows, like, bro, in like 1 week. And it was so fun to me, bro. And it was like, damn, they provided the clothes, you know what I'm saying? It was like, I got paid, and it was like, they promoted. As an artist, you always got to be promoting your shit. You always have to be promoting. TV was like, damn, I can just do this and be done, and then the world gonna see this shit, and I ain't got to do nothing else. I like that shit way better. I was like, but I just signed the deal, so I was like, okay, well, I got to keep this shit going. I said, I'm gonna get back to that TV. So my mom died. I got a Terry Vaughn. She got a new show right now on Netflix. Okay. But she was my acting coach. I started taking acting coaches with her, or whatever. She started showing me how to do it, and then she gave me my first gig too. With this is a show called Gals. It was a pilot with Roger Bob. He produced Steve Harvey show. Okay. So it was like they had put me on that show, and then when I did it, they was like, you should really consider doing it. You know what I'm saying? Really get serious about it or whatever and shit. So I got serious about it and started. I got an agent and I started going out for auditions out here. Atlanta is key for film and television. Right. Like it is, as much as it is music, man. TV and film is the whole. Yeah. It's way more money out here on that side of the ballpark. If you're on the top line, like directing, producing, and putting, what I mean, or that's really Tyler Perry got $1 billion off of this out here. I mean, every major film situation is studios are like either here or they're buying, clearing land to be here. Yeah. You know what I mean? So it's like this is where I was like, I need to be here because whenever the music slows down, I need to be able to still be creative. You know what I mean? And I have a son with autism, so it's like trap touring and stuff like that. Kind of like, I don't want to just be gone because I got a E14. I got to make sure, you know what I mean? But even at the time, it's like, like when I'm like, I need to pivot because I need to be home and help my wife with this child that has autism. So it was like acting gave me the ability to do that, to be here in Atlanta, to go to set here, to get paid, and then to learn and earn, and then be able to, I can go back to the house. And then once again, they promote it. They put it out there. So my first booking was Atlanta with Donald Glover. Yep. I worked with him first. Mm-hmm. When I did the Atlanta with him, I was like, he ran that whole shit. Him and his old video dude, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it was like seeing that shit. I'm like, damn, this nigga's down here is killing it. He's hiring other people. The set is huge, and all these people he's giving opportunities to. One thing about film and television, it ain't like rap or like producing. You could be dope. It could be just 1, 2, 3. You could be the producer, the artist. You could be the producer. That's the artist. You the booking manager. You doing the role management, and it could be y'all can get y'all money on that film and TV. Nah, bro, it's gonna be a lot of people doing the things that they want to do. You know what I mean? And all their dreams like coming to pass. So that vibe on set be like dope as fuck. Cause this nigga might be dope with the lights. Does she be acting over here? Oh, he's dope with the sound. But it's a lot of motherfuckers to be able to do it, and I love that shit because everybody's working together. Even so much good energy. Everybody good energy together. So I'm doing the same with Donald the whole time. So I'm, he knowing me for crispy and shit like that, but I'm like just peeping the whole shit. Like, like once again, like I talked to you earlier about being humble and like I ain't in that zone like nigga I did this or did that. Nigga, I'm like. Shit, my ear is big as Dumbo trying to like figure out how do you, you know what I mean? How y'all doing? How are you getting this money? How, you know what I mean? Because they getting crazy money, bro. Like, you know what I mean? So I was like, okay. So doing the Atlanta, you know what I mean? Getting a book Superfly after that. And then I did, Greenleaf. I did Star on Fox with Queen Latifah. Tyrone. Yeah, they cloned Tyrone. I did Star with Queen Latifah and Brandy. And Queen Latifah, another one. Somebody, I'm like, bro, like, you killing shit out here like that. Tell me how you know what I'm saying? Like, you do some game. What'd she say? Shit, she was just like doing exactly what you doing, like getting on set, learning, peeping all the positions or whatever and stuff, and then being able to really get your own thing. So it's like, but then, they cloned Tyrone. I did Red One with The Rock. And that was a $250 million budget movie that I was on set for like 5 months. And I'm like, seeing how that shit went was like, man, it's just crazy, bro, how much money that they're doing to be able to get ideas out. And we talk about like music, like where it's like, okay, rapper, you got to be able to see if an idea works. You got to see if people get on it. You got to be given so many streams. If you got to be on it before they pay you, right? These shits is just
they paying you, bro.
Script. This is just a script.
$250 million, and I don't.
I got the script. I got The Rock. Okay, we finna do this movie. We don't know what this movie finna do. But they done put $250 on this shit. So when I look at that, I be like, man, shit. Like I need to immediately pivot because I'm looking like I did BMF this past season that just came out. I'm on episode 2 of season 4, so I got a chance to get on that set and see how 50 them shit rock. Got Tyler Perry coming up, all the Queens men. I went to over there and I filmed and see how Tyler Perry shit works.
Do you have somebody like?
I got an agent. You got an agent. I got an agent. You know what I'm saying? But like, shout out to my agent Susan. But like getting in there, learning how these shits going. So then I did P Valley. P Valley is coming out soon. We just did season 3 of that. Now P Valley, I was able to do music and I was able to act on it too. That was the first time I was able to do both at the same time. And bro, that shit. Bro, they had like one episode was like the budget for one episode was like $6 million for like one episode. Like one episode. You see what I'm saying? So when I'm looking at them kind of numbers,
Different demographics.
I'm like, yo, man, like
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
I got to, so I just been like striking and I've been learning while I've been earning and just like, all right, so I can do my own thing and just see how it goes. But I don't want to do like, no disrespect to Tubi movies because people are getting their shit off on Tubi. But it's just a certain level of quality that I want to be able to present. You know what I'm saying? So I'm working on something so I can be able to present something that's dope. But,
I mean, I think I don't want to knock Tubi movies.
Yeah,
I've done a couple Tubi movies.
And I'm not because some of them are really good.
I do want to keep it 100 though. I feel like there is a mastery level in any craft there is.
Correct.
From music to movies, whatever it is.
Yeah.
There is a mastery level.
Yeah.
And there is a fandom level where it's like, I'm a fan, I want to try that. Right? And that's where you get like SoundCloud, Tubi, you get like entry level, let's try some shit.
Yeah.
Versus like a lot of times when we was coming up, we was like, yo, that guy's dope. He's nice. I want to learn how to get there. Versus I could do that.
I could make
You know what I'm saying? It's like
He did that?
I mean, he did that. I could do that.
Yeah.
Right? So I tell people all the time, there's nothing wrong. If you're coming into the Tubi lane, Peacock lane, and you're like being creative, and this is like you're using it as an outlet to be like groundbreaking, dope.
Right.
If you're doing it as some like, man, I could do that, then fuck you. Like, well, I'm not interested in that.
Yeah.
Same thing with the music. If you're like, I could make a beat and write a song. I could just throw the. You're taking up space. You're in the way, right?
You in the way.
Versus the people that's like, well, I'm dope. I'm trying to master my craft, and all I have is Distro Kid. All I have is TuneCore. All I have is Sam.
But you can still be creative.
Then it's different. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
You
Like,
can be
I
creative
respect
with that shit though, bro. Like,
Right.
you can be creative. Like some of the moves I see on Tubi, I'll be like, come on, bro.
Yeah, like, fuck outta here.
Just come on,
Like,
man. Like,
boom, and it's like a flash from the gun, and like somebody
I'm
just
just saying,
falls
like,
over, and it's like ketchup.
I
You're
love,
like, come on, man.
I love the art too much to me to disrespect it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be like, I just,
I'm with that.
and that's just me. I won't do something if it's on. I won't do it if the level is not right for me. I'm not.
Or it has to be masterful.
Even if my money wasn't cool, I still would be like.
Yeah, I'm not
sometimes
doing that.
no is strong. It's a strong. We can say no. I say immediately no all the time. Cause no mean next opportunity, next one. And it's just like, nah, I'm not doing that. I see what you're doing, but that's just not it. I love watching movies with my wife. I love watching dope shit that inspires me. If that shit don't move me, I ain't messing with it.
Is it any? I'm sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. Is there any show you watching right now that you
Yes.
fuck with?
All right,
What you fucking with right now?
So let me tell you, like, so
The show got you. I got a whole
all right,
list.
so let me tell you something that you need to watch if y'all ain't on it yet. It's this show called Them,
They told me about this.
bro.
They told me about
Them.
They told you about
Yeah,
that.
it's called it's Them, bro. It's Lena Waithe, I think, who does The Shy,
Right.
bro.
Crazy.
Both seasons of this shit is crazy.
What is it? Some scary shit? It
Yeah,
sound like
it's both.
yeah.
It's like
Okay.
bro. This shit is.
I'm starting that immediately.
Bro,
Okay.
immediately watch
Okay.
that, bro. It's gonna have you, bro.
Okay.
It's going to.
Netflix?
It's on Prime.
Prime. Okay.
It's on Prime, I think it is, bro. But like, it's gonna have you, bro. Oh, it's the meaning, the messages, the look, the vibe, the songs, the everything, bro. Is man, it's incredible, bro.
What are you
Bro.
watching? What are you watching right now?
Right now, I'm watching. Let's go with. I'm waiting on season 2 of Landman.
Love Landman.
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 what?
Where my phone at?
Listen,
Oh,
Landman
Landman is
so
crazy.
hard. Well, listen,
Landman is crazy.
If you watch Yellowstone, I got a lot to say about this. All right,
You love Yellowstone.
Yellowstone. Listen, Taylor Sheridan is he's the Scorsese of today in film and television.
No, he
Dog, he's the one. Dog, his pen. What he wrote Yellowstone. What the 1923. all
Mayor
that,
Kingstown.
Mayor Kingstown.
Mayor Kingstown.
Lioness.
Oh, Lioness, another one.
Dog, he got it, bro. He got it. So he's right.
Dude,
He's
listen,
right. Landman.
He does all his stunts too
you watching anything
in
right
Texas
now?
too.
Yeah, and he owns that land.
On all that shit.
So what you see on Yellowstone, he owns that in the same way what you did with your album, and
Yeah.
I want to produce it
Yeah.
and pay me. He rents out and charges the studio Paramount
Yeah.
to film on his own set. So he's making double.
He like
double
Tyler Perry.
He is. He's Tyler Perry, but
he's
black.
his pen,
white.
He white, but
white.
his pen though.
Yeah,
but he
he's
owned the whole shit.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
He's like
In
there.
Texas.
Yes. So America is 70% white. White people, that middle America, even higher, lower, they love, like, you go into Walmart, it's Yellowstone, skillets, clothes,
Yeah.
everything. He got
Yeah.
his, like, the next show, the Sixes, that was a branch off.
Yeah.
They got their own alcohol.
Yeah.
He's out of here.
He's out of here.
Yeah, this dude's crazy.
He's
That
insane.
Landman shit is crazy.
He Landman.
Landman.
Landman
That
is
Landman
it.
What is
shit
that
is
on?
hard.
It's on Paramount.
It's on Paramount.
Yeah.
Paramount, or you can see it on Prime too.
So my question, you spoke about being in the film and being in the movie theater and
Yeah.
seeing yourself in the movie the
yeah.
red one, and you were sitting there crying.
Yeah.
What is a better feeling? And explain that feeling first of all, and then I want to ask you, what is a better feeling? Watching a movie, seeing yourself on that screen, or hearing yourself for the first time, you know, on the radio, going
Hit
crazy,
record.
crispy? Which is a better feeling?
Man, it's like apples and oranges almost, because it's like the music, when you hear yourself or have something that you have to
go
produce, something
crazy.
that you've done. Like, even if I produce something like the song for Glow or Best I Ever Had come on the radio, I still be like, that's dope, because it's something that, you know, God is the best artist I know. He's the one, he created everything. So it's like it just show you, like, you can start something from nothing, like just from nothing, just something, my ideas, and that thing could make a way for you. Your talent, your gift can just make a way for you. Seeing the film thing though, it's just like, I took my little girl, Golden. She's 6. So Golden, we went to see the Christmas movie Red One this past Christmas. We didn't tell her that Dad was in the movie. So when we go and sit down, we went to what's that joint? That you can
Landing
eat-
Station?
No, what you can eat at. You can it's
it's
a
a
new
couple
one.
of them like
that.
The one at the
Where's
it's
It's something like
it's
Studio
the
Movie
one at
Studio
the,
Grill?
not Studio Grill. It's a new one that
The one downtown.
It's the one at the Battery.
the
at
silver,
silver spot.
Yeah, yeah.
The silver spot. So that junk, like, you know, you can eat. They got the food. The food's great. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Like, it's the drinks are fire, and so it's like we eating. I took my family to go do it. We watching, and my little girl look up when my first scene come on. Man, her face when she looked up and she seen me on that screen, and then she looked down at me, bro.
That's
Bro.
dope.
Nah, bro. It's man. It's like, okay. Like, it's just it hit, like, it's like, all right, that way she looked right there, it was like, all right, nah, this it. I gotta go. And then I can do this till I'm Samuel L. Jackson, Morgan Freeman, who's from Memphis. Morgan Freeman is from
Let's
Memphis.
go, Memphis.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, I can do this till I'm that age. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, yeah, you could probably still rap to you that age, but I mean, we haven't seen how we growing with hip hop, and we seen how it's going. But like, nah, man, that was it for me. That was like, all right, you know what? That's it.
I like how you real family focused, and you know, my last question I have for you is you mentioned your son earlier,
Yeah.
and how he has autism,
Yeah.
but you and your wife actually started a nonprofit,
Yeah.
to spread awareness about
Yeah.
children with autism
Yes.
drowning, because that's the #1 cause of death with them.
Yeah,
correct?
yeah. Our son is 14. He was born with profound autism. What I say about it is, like, he's nonverbal. So it's like, you know, he never told me he loved me or something like that. I can't. We don't say sentences. So we found out he was like 2. So it's like, for the last 12 years, which is another reason why, like, with the rap stuff and I still put music out, bro. But it's like, you have to tour that if you really want that thing to go. So it's like I have to be with him, because he's like 14. He damn near 6 feet tall. You know what I'm saying? And it's just, you know, he doesn't speak. Now he uses his pad to be able to say things. You know what I mean? And
So he can't communicate.
He
understands.
communicates. He just don't speak.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But he communicates, and his communication, bro, the level he on, I think he teaches me things. You know what I'm saying? Like, but so me and my wife got four kids together, and all of them are, you know, are neurotypical, but my son is not. So it was a different thing. So we like, all right, this is God chose us to be his parents, so we gotta just figure this out. Still a work in progress every day. You know what I mean? But so we started our nonprofit, Autism Advocates, because people will see somebody with special needs. They don't mean they less. They just different, not less. So I've been in a rabbit hole for the last 12 years of my life with this thing, like learning as much as I can about it, and then and the race is going up and up and up and up with it because I'm not saying this is true, but they keep playing with the data to say if it's got something to do with the vaccines. And it's like, you know, but a lot of parents, bro, a lot of new parents, children have autism, and they don't know what to do. So, and we didn't know what to do. So what we do is we help them, you know what I mean, be able to know how to do what we did, you know what I'm saying, and what we're doing, and give them the resources so they can be able to be helpful. Now, what you were saying about the drowning is that the leading cause of death of children with autism is drowning, because water is so comforting to them. They have sensory issues, so they love water. So, but they don't speak. So if you don't teach them the water safety and aquatic early, they gonna go. They call elope when they run off, because sometimes when they go through sensory issues, so they may just, like my son may just come in here and sit with us for a minute. He may just go run in that room over there, because this is part of how they regulate themselves. Some of the kids will go to get in pools. I had one young man in Memphis in April. He was staying with his grandma. Grandma fell asleep. Young man came out the house. They had one of those little ponds in their apartments. He went got into the little pond, drowned. You know what I'm saying? Like, that thing's happened. He was 5. And the leading cause, the death is drowning, and they from the times of 5 to 13 years old. So what we do, we started this program called Autism, and we partnered with the YMCA. Right. And it was like we're giving free aquatic training to the parents as well as to the children. Because when I get my son in the water, it's like he doesn't speak, but he's very verbal. You know what I'm saying? So when he gets in the water, his eye contact with me and him, we on point. He lights up. He's more. It's just he glow when he in the water. He loved that. So we started it by simply, like, we noticed that, so we was getting them swimming lessons early. And then, like, sometimes you go take swimming lessons, he might just run around the pool and not even get in because he'll get comfortable with the person teaching them. But it's like, if you don't have money, then you can't afford to keep going back every week. So we afford those costs for the parents so they can go, first of all, and it helps them. It helps them be regulated once they go get fine with swimming, and they teach them how to swim. Then they start connecting with their child. They're like, man, my child can learn something. Because it's like, if you haven't had a child that don't speak with you or has autism or has a special needs, they'd be like, how do I connect with my child? But once you find ways like swimming to connect with them, then it's like, all right, what else can they do? You know what I'm saying? They can do everything that we do, you know what I'm saying? And then some, but you got to, like, know how to connect with them. So that's what me and my wife do with Autism Advocates. We got a site, autismadvocates.org, and you can get all the information about it. If you think your child is on the spectrum or whatever, what you could do. If you want to be a part of what we're doing, we partner with the YMCA. We starting it in Memphis this Saturday. And then YMCA is global, so it's national. So we're gonna be hitting all the YMCA. We got to go in Seattle, where my wife is from too. So we're gonna be coming here after this next as well. So that's just what we doing. You know what I mean? There's so much more to be done for the community, but we just want to build community. I just found out Big Extra Plug has a son with autism, and he's 4. You know what I'm saying? I think 3 or 4. So I've been reaching out with his people or whatever. Actually, before I got here, because I want to get his son involved with it in Dallas. So, that's just, you know what I mean? That's just what it is, bro. Like, so when you have a child with autism or special needs, my son may not never be as hustle as me. So therefore, it changes your whole dynamic as far as how you think about money, how you think about just life, because everything is meant to pay. You got to pay it forward. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, so that's why I be on my pivot to where I be on it. And I just don't, I could go, okay, if I go buy the new Bentley, it's like, all right, I go buy that, but then it's like, damn, that money I could have paid for it for him. Because what about when I leave? He need to be, you know what I'm saying? He might have to have 24-hour care. He might, you know what I mean? So it's just different. It just changes your perspective. It humbles you, and it gets you back into a position like, man, all right, I got to get everything I possibly can. And it changed the way I eat. Like, I'm 23 years plant-based, so I don't know chicken in my kitchen, no pork in my fork, no beef between my teeth, no fish on my dish. I gotta be, I gotta be around for him. I used to love to smoke and drink, you know what I'm saying? Like, and do that, but I don't because of him. I got to be around to make sure And because nobody don't take care of them like me. So I cut that out just so I can make sure I'm around for him. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I run into you in the gym, because I'm like, all right,
we was working
I'm in
out.
the gym. Let me get, you know what I mean? I got to do all that because I got to be around for him or whatever. So you know, that's just what it is. He my reason. He the why.
For whatever reason, earlier this year, I'm not sure what made me gravitate towards this, but I stumbled across this podcast that specialized in like telepathy. And
Telepathy tapes.
Yes.
I'm on them, that podcast. I'm on that now. Me and my wife on that now, Kinfolk.
And they specialize in like going to houses
I'm on. We started season 2
where
of
the
that.
kids are nonverbal and they show you that they can speak to their parents in several different ways or in a different language.
Man,
and I was just listening to that every single day, bro. And I was just like, it's so those kids with autism are very special, bro. People think they're nonverbal and they might be kind of they are geniuses, bro.
Like
for real.
The telepathy tapes is what he's talking about. That podcast, bro. We took the family. We started Autism by just taking our son. Like we would go out of town and we get a play Airbnb with a pool, and we go 7 days. It was in Destin. We go 7 days down there. And the man he'll get up, eat, go to the pool. And I mean, we'll be in the pool all day long. Before we went to the pool, we filming this documentary of guys called Instrumental, the story of nonverbal autism. It's instrumental. He's an instrumental. So it's like, he got this pad. The man will be in my ear. Beach. I'm talking about, like I'm sleeping. Beach. You know what I'm saying? Like, and when he get out there, bro, he might not tell me he loved me, but when you could feel it, like this,
that's right, nigga.
Bro. Like, listen, it's crazy, bro. Like I don't tell him how to use a phone, do none of it. I never taught none of it. The computer and stuff, bro. He'll get my phone, go through my phone and pull up everything he likes to watch on YouTube and all this stuff, bro. I've never taught him. I'd be like, bro, how do you know what I'm saying? He just he'll talk to me like, you know how Bumblebee is on
the Transformers.
Well, he'll play stuff that's relevant to what, bro. I'm telling you,
I swear,
that's the telepathy taste.
Bro,
he does. The man will play stuff on television that's like saying what he's saying.
That's God
to us. Like it's like my son. He's a senior this year. Okay, he's gonna graduate, go to college next year. My oldest, Jackson. Yep. Okay, the man get on Toy Story, and me and my wife talking about, man, this is last year. It's cool, man. This man really finna, he finna lead the house. Man, this man get on Toy Story and press, and he's going to college. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's like, it'd be like, bro, like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, oh, he's going to college today. It's like the scene is about what we are talking about in the house, bro. It's crazy, bro. But that telepathy tape stuff,
they'll put like the kid in a separate
room.
Part of the house. And then put the parents in another part of the house and tell them to think about something, and the kid can tell them on another part of the house what the family was
write
talking
it down
about
and everything,
thinking
bro.
in another, and he can't even hear them.
It's crazy,
bro. It's different, bro, with the kids with
check that
autism,
out.
bro.
Nah, for sure, bro.
It's
my wife had me on that driving back from Destin.
She
She had me listen to that thing all the way back from Destin. Like, she was like, listening. I'm like, damn. Like, I'm talking about, bro, it's crazy. Telepathy tapes is crazy, bro.
It's crazy.
That's crazy. And another person, Belly Gang son.
Yeah.
He's like, the side note, a random Monday, me and Drect was downstairs. We was coming here to do another podcast.
Yeah.
We sitting there quiet. Nobody's cars are moving. We see this van coming up the street. We looking at the van like, why is this van driving slow? It's Belly Gang Kush driving the van. We're like, what is he doing out here? It's weird, but side note. But I know his son is as well, and I know y'all got an award. First of all, my dad used to coach at Wooddale High School.
Oh, word, East Memphis.
Yeah, for sure. And so you guys got the key to the city, basically through Shelby County.
Yeah, we got the key to the county and to the Shelby County is all of Memphis, and it's for the arts and for autism, bro. Like we got a mascot. You know, what I mean, when you go to the site, you see we got a mascot, Ace the Advocate. Yeah. We go to all the classrooms, bro. We have a good time with them kids, bro. We really do. They make my day, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? I go and rap with them. I go talk to them. We go give them stuff. We give them sensory items. We just have a good time with them, bro. And the parents, you know, they just be needing it. They need that inspiration, bro. They need that, bro.
Do you feel like your journey, your life from music, and I hear it in your music, and what I would say to anybody, one, if you want to kind of get a sense of who Kia is, if you listen to on his album, it's called in Due Season.
Yeah,
he has a song on there, and I told you this.
Yeah,
like here's a song. It's called In Due Season, and I would compare it to Kanye's.
The Big Brother joint, like the last
song.
joint, the last song, his on that College Dropout.
On
College Dropout.
Yes,
yeah, on College Dropout, the last song. Yep.
Yes, that.
Yeah.
Well, you know how he talks
Last
and he
call.
explains
Peace
last call.
to the rock.
Yes, last call.
Mr. Rockefeller.
It's like that.
Yeah.
So the song is about 12 minutes long, and Kia basically is explaining like his story for he raps, and then he goes into this and this happened, and you could just feel like I get chills when I listen to you on that song, even to this day, because you can hear like your conviction in what you're saying and what God has done for you.
Yeah.
Do you feel, and obviously you do, but the God is still doing the same things for you that he was doing with the music?
Yep.
Do you feel like now with your son, with the movies, with your life? Can you speak on that?
I mean, I just think it's everything's the season, right? And there's gonna be seasons where it can't be summer forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it can't be fall forever. It can't be winter forever. So I feel like there are seasons where he has me rapping and doing that thing. As we've had this conversation today, you can see just the different seasons that he's had me in. And those seasons humble me because it's like, I know when he telling me to pivot or when he telling me to move over here or focus on this, focus on autism right now, or focus on this right now. Like, and I have to just be, I have to surrender to what he's saying that I need to be doing in the moment. And I think if I do that, then he will bless that. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes, as an individual, you may be like, man, I want to do this, or I feel like I still could do this, or I still could do that. We talked about that a little bit in the gym, but it's like I have to just surrender to what he's saying, do in the moment. You know what I'm saying? And I have to just go with that because he know. You know what I'm saying? Like, because when I have nothing, or the times when I don't know, it's like he brings it. I mean, like I could tell you back this stuff that we had in this conversation, and it sound like dude super hustler, but at the end of the day, like it's the in between time and the meantime. When what I'm doing in the dark that bring people to my light. And it's those decisions that I make when the people ain't looking and them prayers that I'm having that he bringing it to fruition. Like, and it just be happening, bro. And I marvel at it. Why I say it be days I just be crying because I be like, man, I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I know I'm going to do this. Or I don't know how this is going to happen, but I know you can make it happen. Right. So that's what will be happening. And then when it happens, I tell it back, not to big myself up, not to make me be like some superhero, but to be like, man, this who I'm really working for. Word. This man is just God in my grind. This man be putting me in these places with these faces and these different things, and they be happening, and I be like, all right, and I just gotta give it up because somebody watching them might be like, okay, all right, they can be inspired because I want to inspire somebody to aspire you to become a higher you. I want you to be able to, know that it's like keep that doubt out your mouth, man. Just like get that faith, your faith in the right place. It's like faith is like your crypto. It's like you don't see it, it be building up. Like, you know what I mean? If you keep exercising every day, and then it's like all of a sudden like these things will just come and they'll just drop on you, bro. And it's like as long as you can stay humble and if you stay humble, your blessings won't crumble and you won't fumble. and that's what I always think. I think if you just like, all right, if me and God got a deal, if I give him the praise, he'll give me the check. You know what I'm saying? Like, so I'll be like, all right, because he know it ain't for me. I have to. I'm like when people ask me for some money, hey, man, my money already gone because it's already spent. I gotta pay for it. So it's like it ain't for me. You know what I'm saying? So the fun I get is being able to talk about it. The fun I get is being able to do it. Yeah. And the stories I get from it, and maybe be like, man, I remember this thing happened, or he had this, or I remember when I met The Rock. I'm like, okay, I'm sitting there with The Rock. You know what I'm saying? And this lady, this is the last thing I'm gonna say. This lady at the Atlanta thing, when I got my first gig, she said, man, you tall, you gonna be getting a lot of gigs like that. And I'm sitting there with Donald Glover, and I'm like, damn, why is she gonna just say that to me like that? Okay, but I'm like, all right. I get with The Rock and I see him. And mind you, if you look in this movie, it's like I got blue eyes in this thing, right? And I got like this makeup on, but you can still see it's me, but it's like I got these blue eyes and I can't really see. But I'm seeing this dude, he like The Rock. So we on set, and I put my jacket down over there where I think this the Rock. So I'm gonna just put my jacket over here so I have a reason to walk by. So when I get over there, it's the dude, the Rock, and it's the dude, we are farmers. That dude JK, I think his name is.
Okay.
So he's sitting there, and I'm like, they go to Rock right there. So what do I say to the Rock? I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna tell the Rock the story I had about the dude lady in Atlanta. She said I won't get no gigs, but I was like, when she told me that, I said, man, damn, the Rock tall. That's what I was thinking to myself. So I was like, I said, man, you inspired me, bro, because when somebody told me I wasn't gonna get no gigs, you know, I thought about you, bro, and I told him the situation. And then I said, man, I know you started in Memphis because you was wrestling in Memphis. He was like, yeah, I love Memphis. And boom, boom, boom. We ended up hitting it off or whatever and shit and talk about Jelly Roll because I did some song with Jelly Roll before he got. It was just good vibes. But when I got through with it and I walked into my car, I'm like, man, like, I ain't get a picture of shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nothing. I'm like, damn, I ain't get a picture. But I'm like, just to myself, I know I had that moment. And it was like something that I know I wanted to do, a prayer that God had answered, because I was like, I want to meet the Rock and I want to work with dude and I want to feel his energy and then just pause. But like, just see, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, just the vibes. And it happened. And I was like, man, I'll just be thankful. I'll be sitting there, you know, in my own prayer closet. But I do believe, like,
same thing happens to me.
Yeah, when it happens,
you're one of those things. Too,
and that be like, and that let you know you on the right path.
Word,
and like, and then,
word.
But if you don't get no jewels and no tools and jewels somebody can use,
and
you just get on here and just talk, and man, you ain't gonna get nothing from that. Like, you know what I'm saying? I used to get stuff when I watch people interviews and like, all right, he said that, finna write that down, like, and keep that, like, so I be want to do that same thing and give it back, bro, and then that way, like, you know, I get blessed, you know what I'm saying, keep getting blessed, like, you know what I mean, so I just be thankful, you know what I'm saying, just keep it home.
You said something just now, right? Yo, what was Jelly Roll like before he was Jelly Roll?
Man,
now?
Jelly Roll was selling dope. No, for real. Nah, for real, bro.
I know he was a rapper, but
man, listen, he had this album called The Big Saul Story. We got a song called Ringing on that jump. We snapped. Me, him, and OG Boo Dirty. And it's like, he just was this big white boy that was selling, you know, he was selling that coke. But, you know, around Nashville, like, and I did that shit for free because I just fucked with him. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's just a good dude. And it's like,
now he one of the biggest stars in the world.
Yeah. Bro, like, I look at him, bro, and my kids like his song, Not Okay, and shit, like they love this dude. And I be like, I just like, you know, I love him too, but it's just like, you see how God can just take somebody. Yeah. Man, listen, man. The first shall be last and the last shall be first. Make sure you treat people right. You know what I'm saying? Make sure you treat them right now because that table will turn.
Facts.
I was glad I did something free for Jelly. You know what I'm saying? I know I'll make that call. Hey, Jelly, man, hey, you know what I'm saying? I'm a Nisha now. Like, you know what I mean? So it'd be like, you know, you'd be glad to see somebody come up like that, bro. And that man is, wow. I was just like, but it's the same thing when Young Buck came up with 50 Cent and them. No, it was like somebody I knew. And it was like, damn, like this man ain't just done. It'll happen. If it happened for them, God ain't got no respect to persons. Right. You think if Joe Budden getting all this money with this podcast, y'all ain't finna get this money.
Come on now.
You know what I'm saying? Like you think that if Charlamagne and Joe Rogan and Howard Stern still getting $100 million off of Charlamagne, bro, it's possible. It's possible. So it's like what he do for one, he'll do for another, a sister or a brother. But it just be about, do you have the faith? Will you keep going when shit don't look right? Will you keep because that's the thing. People, they don't want to like do that shit when shit fucked up for them. They don't want to keep consistency and persistence break down any resistance. You got to just keep going. But the people stop before they get their check. They stop before they, you know what I mean? Man, I ain't fuck with that shit no more, man.
All right, so I want to say this is my last question. It goes into what you're saying. Can you tell, because we had Danny Myers here the other day. He spoke about basically sacrifice, about what he did to do what he needed to do. Yeah. And you spoke about on In Due Season about how you were taking the buddy passes and going to New York, taking faith. Can you give us a story of something where you had faith in yourself, hip hop, what you were doing, what God told you to do, where no one ever knew about this and it actually worked out for you, or anything like that that you spoke about?
Okay, so when I got broke and God had went on to TVT. And I had the DVD in there, and it was like, okay, so I lost my truck got repossessed, and I lost my house. Okay. But my wife to this day, was still with me then. Okay, so she said when I met her, she was like, if you ain't I have tour buses, all this. She was like, if you ain't had none of this shit, I would still be with you. But she said, I hate that I told you that because see, like God like tested us.
He do that.
Yeah,
He do that.
so bam. So we having to go to my truck repossessed, so we had to take a Greyhound to LA because our car was still living in LA.
From Memphis.
Yes. So it took 3 years to get there.
Yeah.
So 3 years. And we going out there. So we get to the car and we driving the car back from LA to Memphis. All right. So I literally have $1,300 to my name. That's all I have. And I have it in my wallet, like cash. That's all I got. I used my credit card, but I can't get gas, and I was trying to hit the gas, make that bitch go, you know what I'm saying, like the account.
A penny is
Yeah, make the account like, you know what I'm saying, go overdraft or whatever shit. So I put the gun in there, it wouldn't go, so I still had to pay cash for the gun. I was somewhere in like New Mexico on the way back. We pull over to get gas. I stopped and used the restroom, and then I was like, yo, let's just stop. We got gas into one spot. I couldn't, and then we kept going. I stopped and used the restroom. I said, let me just sleep for like 10 minutes. So it was like, all right, let's just sit here for 10 minutes. It was in a Honda Civic. So we sit for 10 minutes. I wake up, it's been like 40 minutes in the past. I'm gonna sleep on the side of the road. I get up and get out the restroom and piss. Get out the side of the road and piss. All right. Stop at a spot to get some more gas, our next stop. We stop. I go to get my wallet out of my back pocket.
No.
Bro.
No.
The wallet is not there.
Oh.
The wallet's not there. Okay, so the wallet's not there. This is 2003. There is no Cash App. I'm on a Cricket phone. So the phones only work locally in Memphis. So so my wife went to a payphone to call her mom. What could her mom do?
Western Union, maybe.
There's no Western Union where we was there. We had one of them last chance joints, bro. Like where the tumbleweeds and shit. Like you ain't. That's it. Okay.
What God do?
All right. So check this out. I'm sitting there throwing shit out the Civic, trying to find this wallet. This Mexican dude came to me and he said, "Hey, Hans, you want to trade something?" I was like, I couldn't even speak. I was so mad. I couldn't even. I was so mad at myself, man. I couldn't speak. Like I'm like
You want to trade?
I was just like,
and your Holmes, you want to trade something?
You want to trade? I'm like, so I couldn't even respond to dude. So then this black dude out of nowhere, bro, he said, "Young blood, what you do with the wallet?" Man, his voice was so endearing, bro, that I was like, bro, a tear just started coming down my eye, bro. I was just like, man, He said, bro, I'm gonna help you. The man give me $100. Don't know him. Gives me $100 out of his pocket. I go tell my wife. I said, she didn't pay for it. I said, hey, this dude just brought me $100. She said, what did you do? Like, she thought I maybe, took it. I had shit, you know what I'm saying? So she thought maybe I went Memphis and went rogue real quick. So I was like, all right, but that wasn't the case. I was trying to say, no, this black dude gave me this. So while I'm trying to tell her, the black dude come through. He had a thermos. He said, look, eat out of this thermos so you can take the $100 and put it in your gas tank so you can make it home. You don't need to, you know what I mean? You don't need to stop and eat. So, bam, we getting ready to walk out with this thermos. My wife was in this one store using the payphone. So we come out and he's moving from LA to Ohio. So him and his wife was out there. They was like, look, y'all I said, man, just give me your number, bro. I said, I'm gonna get you your money back. His wife said, y'all ain't gonna go back and look for that wallet, is you? He looked at his wife and said, you can't tell them what they can't go back and do. You know what I'm saying? He was like in front of us, but it was kind of like, like he kind of checked her. So I was like, in my mind, I'm like, damn right, I'm finna go back and find this wallet. That's all I got. That's all the money I have. So we started driving back. Now, mind you got to understand, we are in the fucking desert.
You don't know where you was.
I don't know where the fuck I was when I went to sleep. When I went to sleep, I didn't know where I was at. We going back the wrong way now, and I only got $100 to get back home. So, but me and my wife was like, nah, we got to go back. So we praying the whole time. I'm like, we probably ain't drove about like an hour. So it's like, I'm just thinking. I'm just guesstimating. We praying. We feel like we going back. It's time to get off. It's time to get out, come back the right way. We praying. We driving slow. It's amazing how a wallet could look like tire tracks on the side of the road, because if you look on the side of the road and tires be busting or whatever, it's like, it looked like it could be a wallet. So we had two false alarms, and then we pull up on the wallet. All right. I hop out the car. At the time I had Airflow. I got pictures of this. So I hop out the car. I am just jumping up and down the desert saying, thank you, Jesus. Thank you, Jesus.
Right.
A trooper pulled up.
What is this black dude doing out
This
here?
trooper pulls up and says, what's going on out here? I said, I just found my wallet. He looking at me like I'm on crack. Cause I'm like, he's like, what do you mean you just found your wallet? You in the middle of the desert. While he's talking to me, my wife says, it's just $300 in here. I immediately stopped talking to him and said, no, the money is out here. Bro, we picked up 10 $100 bills in the desert. Scattered because when cars go by, they're blowing the wallet. They blew the wallet. We got all the money that we had that was in the wallet back.
The trooper was helping.
The trooper, he said, there go one. The man he had the hat on there, bro, got my name. He said, bro, what's your name? I said, my name is Kia Shine Coleman. And I said, you gonna hear about me. And then I got the money. We drove back home. I called a couple. I said, hey, I went back and I found that wallet. I sent them $200, you know what I'm saying? To double them. And I said, when that happened to me, now what I'm telling y'all, this is exclusive because I'm writing to have a script for this.
Okay.
That we're shooting.
Okay.
About this. This is it's a true story that bro, when that happened, I had lost my house, my car. I had lost the artist that I had at the time. Everything I had lost during that season, when I lost that money and I got it back, that was God saying, everything you lost, you're going to get back. Yeah. But you got to have faith. I'm the source. I provide the resources. Don't trust in them, the artists, the men. Trust in me. I could have had enough faith to, when they gave me the $100 and said, okay, that's it. $100, I'm going back home, take my L's. But no, me and my wife had a corporate faith because when two or more gather, God is in the midst. So if two people come together about whatever, you can do some bad shit or some right shit, it's going to happen. So when you got that corporate faith and we got the money back, it was God saying, bro, you're going through a tough time, but you're going to get everything back. And yeah, shit was definitely difficult when I got back home because that money was all the money I had. But due time, everything came back to me. You know what I'm saying? And I had way more than what I even had lost. You know what I'm saying? So to answer your question, that was one of them times, bro.
Yeah, I know.
That wasn't an El Segundo, was it?
No, it wasn't left my woods. You know what?
He's hip hop.
I got you something. I left my wallet in El Segundo.
Talking about.
I left my wallet in El Segundo.
I gotta get it. I gotta get it. I gotta get that motherfucker on the soundtrack, bro. That's crazy.
Yeah, that'd be hard to
That was like the first one of the first jumps I heard Tribe.
Right.
Okay.
That's like when they first jumped, bro. That was a crazy. Yeah, that was a good. That was now see that right there.
That's hip hop.
That right there. That's hip hop.
Yeah, we might have to end this on a don't quote me.
Don't quote me.
What did the Mexican dude want to trade?
I don't know. Damn. I don't know what he wanted, but I do remember my wife was she was moving. You know, she had moved from LA to Memphis, so she had stuff in storage. So it was stuff from apartments and stuff in the car. You know what I'm saying? So I'm throwing shit out. So he probably saw that and was like, man, want to trade? I could not. Listen to me, bro. It's like I was mute. Like I could not say a word to dude, bro. It was crazy, bro. And when I'm telling that story to y'all, man, I see that shit. Like I see it. Yeah. Like when we was picking that money up, bro, that dude, he looked at me, he was like, there's one right there. I was like, bro, we picked all that money up, bro. That shit was crazy. It was crazy, but that's God, though.
For sure. We're going to end it, but before this, I'm going to ask you a trivia question. We're going to end it because he's going to know the answer.
What's up?
All right.
Oh, me or me and Ray?
Both of y'all.
Okay.
Especially you. You in it too.
Matter
of fact, PC.
I was going to ask you where Tribe lost their wallet at.
El Segundo, of course I knew. I knew.
Yeah, sure.
All three of y'all. Memphis Bleek. His name is Memphis Bleek. Mm-hmm. You don't answer this because I know you know.
I'll be quiet.
Okay.
Yeah, I know you're going to go.
Because you're going to have to answer because they're not.
I know you're
the rapper Memphis Bleek. How did he get the name Memphis Bleek? And what does it have to do? And what is the meaning behind his name?
Too easy. One, his nephew, his name is Malik, and his nephew couldn't pronounce his name, so he said Bleek. Okay. That's where the Bleek comes from.
Correct.
I didn't know
and then the Memphis comes from him being inspired by the players and the vibes that was going on in Memphis. So making easy money, pimping hoes and stuff. But don't quote.
Listen, that's why he's my teammate. Okay, because I know the answer to that. For sure.
That was it.
Yeah,
Wow, that was it.